And hello, everybody, and welcome once again. Oh my goodness, my desktop audio stuff seems very quiet. I have to figure out what's going on with that. Anywho, good evening, as we are back here once again with these ghosts, the spirits of. I was trying to think of another way to say Saltmarsh, but like fucking sodium swamp. There we go. But yeah, Ghost Saltmarsh here once again. I am myself, Ian, the Dungeon Master for this game, and these gentlemen around me are your trusted band of miscreants for the evening. Which, I mean, y'all actually are kind of miscreants right now because y'all are doing crimes. It's
What?
crazy.
Ooh,
Illegal activities within a city. That's
this is
wild. Anywho,
legal.
anywho,
I only
we're here
answer to
back.
sorority, not no laws of man.
Oh God. Anywho, we're back after a week hiatus. I believe everybody's feeling good like they should this time around. So that's always happy. Everybody's in good health. So we're gonna get her done in the Dungeons and Durgans today. Before we do so, brief announcement as per usual. We are doing a charity drive. However, it is not for Extra Life at this time. We've currently put that on pause and are instead doing a drive for the International Medical Corps in support of Ukraine and all the unpleasant shit that's going on over there. This is a way to kind of, help when, we are all the way over here, donate some money so that it can take care of people who are, just citizens like everybody else and really need the assistance and could use it. So click on that link and do some good. It is a worthy cause. Uh, that being said, unless anybody else has anything they would like to announce. All right. The week before last, the week before last on the Ghost Saltmarsh, our heroes were in jail at the start of the session, being interviewed by the captain. Good gracious. And they had or Jakob, anywho, had just had the bomb dropped on him that one Eleander Firebrand was about to be imminently arrested for the charges of treason. His relationship with Captain Firebrand was questioned, poking and seeing if he had any knowledge of his treasons and what they might be, and if he had been part of them intentionally or unintentionally. I'm gonna run over my cat apparently. Gosh darn it, kitty! Good gracious. Jakob answering more or less satisfactorily in the non-treasonous category, was escorted off to an individual cell, and one by one his other three companions were brought in and questioned individually as well, all giving fairly similar accounts with varying degrees of aggression or dismissal in the case of Julian, but all kind of coming to the same conclusion that they had not been aware of whatever deeds it was that Firebrand had committed, being given the explanation that Firebrand had collaborated with the Sea Princes as well as the Sahuagin, fabricating this dire emergency in an attempt to draw the vast majority of the military resources that are on this coast from Seaton to the locale of Saltmarsh to be smashed between the Sahuagins' forces as well as the Sea Princes' forces. Party being skeptical of this explanation were pretty vehement that Firebrand was innocent. But the captain did tell them that, for the moment, there was no proof exonerating him, and that if they really believed he was innocent, well, then their best bet was to try to find something themselves before it was too late. Our heroes were then released with all of their possessions intact, a little bit of a fine being applied to Julian for being a dick to the guards, but other than that, more or less getting out scot-free, aside from being inconvenienced. Our heroes broke apart. Julian and Jakob heading on to Jakob's old house. Gloob and Bart going on their business to maybe get some new clothes and stuff, and to let Julian and Jakob work out their fucking differences, because Gloob said he was not going to return until they had made up and that everybody could be trusted again to watch each other's back. Julian and Jakob spent a fairly significant amount of uncomfortable time in his old home, and a lot of silence before they bandied words about, came to a bit of an understanding of where the other was coming from, and understanding that, their different life experiences meant that they had very, very different associations with the crown and the crown's law. But saying that they would both do their best to respect the other's beliefs and help uphold their values. Gloob and Bart, while they were about that business, went over and visited one Raina Ravisham in Ravishing Raina's fine works and clothwork, getting Bart set up with some new digs, hopefully very custom made and finely made. Gloob, I believe, also putting in for a little bit of some commission as well, getting some clothes done before making their way around, just kind of seeing what there was to see and meandering back to Jakob's home and regrouping with the fellas, with the boys, the homies, the squad, and moving forward to enact their plan of passing off Bartholomew Fairfurrow as Julian's son. Wandering down to the docks to one of the warehouses where Jakob spotted some fellows who he had served with multiple times within the militia, getting them to do him a solid and let them go hide in one of the warehouses that they were guarding for a little bit. And that is where we're going to pick ourselves back up. Bart, you having freshly shaven your face of your once glorious beard. What are you fellas doing?
One thing Gloob will do is, while we're in here, he'll go to sort of customary now that he every time he goes into a fight, he reaches into his jacket pocket, but he realizes he left his jacket at Raina's, and then the hairs are in his bag of holding. So what I'll do is I'll take that miniature sewing kit that I have and those hairs out of the bag of the holding and sew them into the top of my hat, and then put my hat back down.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, Gloob not swagged out for the first time in quite a while.
Yep.
But still, you still got a little bit going on because you have your slightly fancier hunter's coat for instead of your regular studded leather. But you're still having your hat. So, all right, easy enough to do while Bart's over there kind of getting his whiskers shorn. What the rest of you fellas doing?
I'm gonna try to clean up the hair because I imagine there's a decent amount of it.
Yeah, I'm just shaving away.
Just dry shaving with like a knife.
No,
So,
I
you have a shaving kit? Okay.
Yeah, I've had it since the first session.
Okay. You're over there like splashing water from like a canteen into like a tin in order to. Okay. Poor guy. Okay.
I think last session Julian already like prepped all the weaponry and made sure everything was set and all that. So I guess he's helping Bart like get
Making him look
prepped.
boyish.
Yeah, I guess.
I will say there. Oh. Nope, that didn't make it stop. God damn it.
Made it stop for me. Like, oh, I heard it.
Anywho, I will say something to note, Julian, is Bart, as while he is not, he's short of stature, he is still more filled out than your son by like a significant portion, because he's a grown man, grown halfling, whatever.
That's why the whole like hood forward cloak to obscure kind of deal.
Right.
I'll walk up to the rest of the group once I'm done with that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get up on some rooftops from here. I should be able to keep up with you guys for the most part. But I'm gonna try to stay quiet up there. What I am gonna do before we get out of here is go back out front and just thank them for helping us hide your son, Julian. Try to make a show of it.
Bart entered fully armed and armored.
Correct, but Bart is not.
So I just want to make sure
that.
nobody. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm just gonna go out there whenever we're ready. Jakob, I don't know if you want to go ahead and leave with me. That way, when they leave, we're not with them. And you can help. You can help me thank the guards for.
Before we do
keeping
that,
safe.
can you hand me one of the water skins that's got water in it, not alcohol or anything?
I don't think y'all have any wineskins left, actually. So I think you're
I
good.
thought I had saved one.
Did you still have one?
For when people die.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll hand it right on over.
Also, point of order. What are y'all doing with Bart's armor and stuff?
Bag of
I
holding.
assume we could shove it in the bag of holding. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody was clear on where things were located.
I thought about that. I was like, well, I mean, it's a full suit of armor. Oh wait, I'm a fucking halfling.
Yeah.
Little paulders.
It still takes a while for you to don it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it definitely is easy. And like when like plate armor is disassembled, it actually is relatively compact because you can stack it all on top of each other.
Bart, what do you plan on doing with your shield?
I mean, you can use it if you need to.
I can't use it. But what I can do maybe is just throw it on my back, and if we do need it, I'll throw it down to you.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Sentinel shield is going on your back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That item's attunement, I assume.
It is not.
Yeah.
How many items am I attuned to right now? I think 3.
Sentinel shields are ridiculous.
Right.
Very true. It is very strong. It's
It
a good
is.
item.
I'm attuned to 3, so I will not be attuning to it.
It is not attunement.
Oh, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
Nice.
It is.
So
It is
do I
a.
get
It is
those
a
bonuses?
very strong item.
Or do I have to wield it to get those bonuses?
Holding the shield.
Holding
So
the
I
shield,
guess
so
you
will not.
okay. So you got it on your back. It's not helping you see nothing.
Okay, that's fair.
And then was I taking your mace?
Oh, I mean, I thought we were going to keep the mace with us. I kind of need that in case things get going south. And I'm sure Julian.
It's
Yeah.
not bulky.
Right, or Julian could just keep it on him or something like that, and he can just grab it from him if things get bad.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like you got a weapon that people can see anyways.
I mean, to be completely honest, you can probably just play around with it like a sword. You're not very good with it. That sounded. I mean, you look like a kid when you play. I mean,
I'll just
Yeah.
hold on to it.
yeah.
It's all right.
Hold out his hand for it.
I mean, I'm no good fighter. I'm not as good in a fight as any of y'all. I mean, about the most experience I got with fighting with this mace is the equivalent of, hell, chopping fish heads off. Same motion. That's about it.
Oof.
Well, I'm good to go whenever y'all are. Or when you are, Clue.
Yeah, we need to leave a few minutes beforehand.
Prepared as I'm gonna be.
I'm gonna get a little bit quiet now and whisper under my voice. I assume we've been not very loud or anything, but
That'd be my presumption. Y'all are also in a warehouse that has like boxes and stuff, and like it's relatively low light. There's a couple lanterns in here, making sure it's not like in the pitch dark. But
and while I assume the guards are probably not involved, it's probably best we just assume everyone is. So That's what this is for. And Gloob will then loudly say, "All right, Julian. Well, enjoy the time with your family. We got to get out of here." And we'll walk out towards the front at first.
Right. Going out the front door?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of open up the big, like a little, I would say this is a big warehouse. So it's got one of those, and the big doors, they then have like the regular people size door in it for when they're not taking like a ton of shit in and out. And you're able to step out there and the same two familiar faces that Yak was acquainted with, and kind of turns over. Going already?
Yeah, I'm gonna pat him on the back. There'll just be a couple seconds. Had to spend some time with his family.
Father, son.
Yeah, they're related.
Okay.
Yeah, father and son, the two of them.
Thank you again for this, by the way. Really, really helps protect his family.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I use
No,
sleight of hand to like maybe give one of these guys a gold and just be like, "Thank you," and that's it. Like in like a handshake motion.
Yeah. Roll a side handshake for me.
All
Also, I gotta roll a con save.
I still got gloves.
Are you wearing gloves?
I got black gloves on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why when I use my sword, I rub it across my stomach. I don't just use my hand.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind.
Let's see. Sleight of hand.
That would be horrible. They just cut your hand open and then wield the sword with it. Holy fuck.
He's not cutting himself
Well, yeah,
on the blade anyway.
But I mean, like, sheathing your fingers through the blade.
He's just like, I imagine he's just sliding the flat alongside. Because it's just gotta be on there. It doesn't have to be like thoroughly coated. You're not.
The 22 for sleight of hand.
22. Okay, easy enough. He reaches out for a handshake, shakes your hand, and looks vaguely like you see his eyebrows kind of go up in surprise as he just kind of does like a little cut his eyes down towards his hand as he puts a hand just kind of like casually in a pocket. And is like, yeah, it looks. You can see like a lot of emotions going across this dude's face. He's like, did I just help do a crime? Like,
no, we'll have like a very.
Oh. Uh-oh. In the arms. Oh, there he is. Welcome back.
I'll just have like a very desperate look on my face, like, sincerely, you're really helping people out. Thank you. You're keeping his family safe by doing this.
Yeah, friend of Jakob's friend of ours. Yeah, no problem. We haven't seen anybody lurking around, by the way. Oh, no, you said y'all were hiding from somebody, so, but I haven't seen anybody so far.
Right.
I appreciate it. I'll make sure to get you guys that round on me. Drinks, drinks all night. They'll be on me.
Oh.
They've already been on him for most of the night. If you can't smell them from here.
Yeah, like old times.
Dude looks very confused.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Jakob, you go ahead and head to the bar. I gotta take a leak real quick, and I'm gonna walk down a back alleyway behind the warehouse.
Sure.
And I'll stealth from there and use my climb speed to get on top.
I will say something to note for you getting on top of the houses. The warehouses are not going to be close enough to any buildings for you to get to them, so you would have to stealth up to the back towards like a little closer into town proper, like off of the docks, and then be able to get on top of one of the roofs.
Okay.
So a quick point of order.
Gotcha.
So not terribly far away, just they are a little you'd be able to get from rooftop to rooftop of the warehouses, just not from the warehouses into town to properly travel about.
Okay. I will stealth from here and stay on the I'll climb down when I'm needed. I have a climb speed and tree frog stuff, so I'll go ahead and get on the roofs from here.
All right.
And then when I need to get down, and then get back up when we get further into town. I want the height advantage to be able to look down.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. Advantage.
Yeah.
That's a natural 1 on the first one.
Oof, glad you got an advantage.
That is a 17 on the second one for a total of 28.
Very nice. Okay. All right, so you're stealthing and you're able to get climbed up easily enough. All right. Jakob, what are you doing, buddy?
I am going to just kind of slowly stroll along the route that we were going to take, whistling and get a little bit ahead and just like stop in an alley and pull the water skin, take a drink, and then look up in the air like I'd be talking to my daughter and say, yeah, it is very nice that Julian's able to see his family again.
Your daughter's floating there. Like, yeah. She's like nodding, like, yeah.
She's so much better than the guard already.
She also just like, what do you mean?
Well, we'll have to go back home and see him there.
Okay.
I'll take another swig and try to pretend
That you're drunk.
Well, I'm going to pretend that it's alcohol first, so kind of like.
Okay.
And then try to pretend I'm drunk.
Go ahead and roll a deception check for me. Yeah, go.
All right.
Do you have advantage for this being the first 30% of his entire life?
I'll say no.
That's an 8.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying very hard to pretend to be drunk.
Hell yeah.
And so it's like that's the thing is like you've been drunk a lot, right? So you're really like over exaggerating, like probably a little more than you need to. So it's like you've got the mannerisms and stuff right, but the judge of how much is enough is a little off. So are you just kind of loitering nearby the warehouses still, or are you wandering?
Yeah, close by to the route, like on the route.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just stop and just go, oh, I need to sit down.
Okay. So we got Jakob pretending to be very drunk with an 8. All right. So that's you two. All right, Julian and Bart, your companions have left. You probably could hear them faintly discussing, going back and forth with the guards for a little bit before you hear their voices fade away as they walk away. How long are y'all sitting in there?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
All right. And to clarify, y'all are trying to go somewhere else within the dock side of the market ring, correct? Or on just dock side in general is your end goal? Or are y'all trying to go somewhere nicer? Are y'all trying to go all the way in the market ring?
I think we were trying to get some visibility within our route.
Okay.
So get into a little bit more of a populated area, not like the center of town or something.
Right.
But
I'm just trying to determine wealth-wise where y'all are going to be ending.
Oh, yeah, I assume it would be some other bolt hole. Like, weren't we going to go to one of the not used anymore safe houses or something like that?
Yeah, we were gonna go back to the safe house that I met them.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the. Okay, so y'all are staying dockside of the market ring. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
But we're gonna
Yes,
take a
then.
very zigzaggy, circuitous route to get there.
Right. So
Yeah,
you're planning on
to throw
wandering.
them off for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you'll
to
be
throw them
wandering
off.
like back up a little bit into the market ring proper, kind of coming back down and circuiting. Okay. All right.
After the other two leave, Julian just sitting on a box or crate or whatever, is just kind of like, fuck.
Hey, you're telling me.
Not say
Just for-
anything.
Just
Okay.
for the record, not a big fan of this plan. I missed my beard already. Feel cold without it. But we're going to get your family back. Don't worry. We'll be just as visible enough as we need to be. What's the temperature like outside, DM?
I mean, coolish. It's the night and y'all are right on the sea, so air coming off the water is pretty cool. But I mean, it's not cold.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
All right. So just sitting there in more or less silence for 10 minutes.
Julian is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just reaffirming Julian a little bit that we're gonna get him back. Don't worry.
He's-
We'll
in
find someone
response-
who's gonna talk.
In response, he just nods at you.
Okay.
I will take a little bit of time, say a little silent prayer, and after a few minutes has passed, so awkwardly reach up and grab Julian's hand.
Your rough, calloused farmer's hand, tanned. Like, this grabs a hold of Julian's scaly, slightly slimy fish person hand.
I mean, he's got shark skin, right? That's not scaly.
It's just
He is scaly because he has a adaptation that gives him +1 AC.
I know it's
Oh.
chitiny. It's like a little bit of
That is-
shellish plates here.
Sure. But yeah, it's weird. It is not a
Barnacle
normal
boy.
person.
It's
know what?
definitely not normal.
You know what? I don't think anything was gonna make it not weird. So that's
Probably
fine.
not. So you're just
Yeah.
Julian, you are very aware that this is not a child's hand.
Yeah.
That you're
As
holding.
we as we depart, stepping out and kind of just a brisk nod to the guards outside as we head out.
Okay. They give you kind of a nod as well, and just kind of looking at the now cloaked and hooded figure. It's kind of like,
Definitely, as we progress away, kind of hovering Bart a little bit, like, guiding him with a hand on the back and looking around until we get around, like, a corner. And
okay.
after we turn the first corner, gonna stop, like, kneel down, kind of tug the hood down, look around a bit, and then manifest a bow.
Okay, you're just gonna have a weapon out from now on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you just duck into a shadowy corner. Gloob, were you just staying on top of the up top? Okay.
Yeah.
Are these roads cobblestoned at all or anything like that? Or
Yeah, through the vast majority of the city.
all right.
I would like to.
I will try to keep my hood down, but like I'm looking at my feet and doing the very kid thing of not trying to, or like trying to step on the all same color of cobblestone or some dumb shit like that.
Sure.
I was just gonna
Okay.
quick amend it to a short sword instead of a longbow.
Okay, so you now just in the hand that is not holding Bart's hand, you just have a short sword out.
Yeah.
He's
Gotcha.
walking down the street with
Well,
a little
I was-
kid as a sharp person with a short sword, like, I'm not a kidnapper.
I was getting ready to say, like, after
Okay.
adjusting the cloak to, a father, taking care of his son or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
visibly manifesting the sword and then concealing it under his cloak. But anyone watching would have seen him manifest the sword.
So you're just holding it under your cloak now?
Well, he's not like the cloak hanging down, one arm out, holding his son's hand, but
The
then the
other one
other
just kinda
under
like-
the cloak.
Just got it like crooked up in there under
Yeah.
your cloak. Okay.
It was
Not
more
shady at all.
More to be seen for anyone watching to see the manifest than anything else.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
And then as we progress, definitely kind of guiding Bart.
All right. Okay. And y'all are just carrying on along your route, kind of looping up into the wealthier sections of the market ring before kind of looping your way back down and around to head
Big
towards
ol'-
that empty safe house.
Big old circuitous bitch of a route, yes.
And you did not inform Mr. Stern that you were compromising one of his safe houses on purpose. Just
I thought they were only doing one at a time, I thought.
Yeah.
Or using each one once, I thought.
We're
Still.
gonna fucking go to where your family's actually at.
Oh god. This is the one they were leaving, so I doubt they'd still be at this one specifically.
They were still leaving.
Julian doesn't care because he's taking his family out of town if this doesn't work anyway.
I think we're taking him out of town even if this does work.
Right,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean, it's not like, oh, they're still gonna, or his family isn't gonna be relying on these safe houses still.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
son, you're gonna have to learn draconic. You're staying with lizard folk for now on.
Oh, I can teach him.
That-
Good.
That's actually not a bad idea. Big brain. Nog.
Go stay with Uncle Druzak.
You're gonna come
You
back
know-
and that kid's gonna be like in a loincloth with like a spear and a shield. Like
Hell
fucking-
yeah.
That sounds like a good idea until like the queen or whatever is
my
like,
God.
oh, don't worry, we'll take just as good care of your kids as you did mine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, we
That
can
did
stay at a
happen.
hotel. That's
Go
fine.
go send him up to Burl. Burl's safe, right?
Safer.
Nothing bad has ever happened there.
Yeah.
That ever happens that way. Anywho, so y'all are wandering along. Bart, I'd like you to give me a deception check, my man.
Deception check. Let's
Yep.
do it.
Keep rolling advantage because I'm.
No, he does not. This is the
I'm playing
shittiest
into the role.
disguise to ever have disguised. I guess technically it's
disguise.
pretty fucking bad. I'll say sure. You're technically assisting him. So
first-
you
first
give
was
him
a-
advantage.
13 plus 5.
Okay.
The next is natural 20, so thank you for giving me that advantage.
You are somehow
I got the most spry hops on the
Very,
stone
very
that only
convincing.
a kid could have.
He brings that halfling vitality to a childlike behavior.
So
Halfling like-
anybody looking at you just like at a passing glance, yeah, that's a kid. How well it'll hold up under scrutiny? Little more suspect, but definitely surface level. A+. Nobody's really kind of batting an eye. Julian, you're still getting some weird looks at people because you're kind of hunched over so that you can conceal your short sword under your cloak.
Okay.
It while holding it. So you look kind of weird. Plus you just are you at the same time.
Well, I'm hooded.
That is suspicious. Yes. It
It's nighttime and it's chilly,
is cool. But
and we are being like
Fair enough.
surreptitious around.
are you
other
trying to
people.
stealth? Are you guys trying to stealth at all? This is an important
We're
question.
avoiding areas with people, but we are not like actively sneaking.
Okay, so y'all are trying to it's getting later in the evening, so as that time goes on, are you trying to avoid guards?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Roll me a stealth check. Both of you.
Hey, I don't have
You
to
don't
do it,
have
just-
disadvantage.
That one's a nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, what's my bonus here? Yes. 4?
What's
Oh, no,
what's
I'm
your
sorry.
total,
4
Julian?
4 plus 2, 6.
6? Is that what you said?
6.
As good as
28?
your inner child is causing you to be loud. You said 28 or 26?
28.
28. Okay. Okay. That's it's a good thing you rolled so high because that 6 is. You are working very hard to offset Bart. It's like you're so used to trying to muffle the sounds of all your armor that you're making extra noise because now you're making movements that you don't need to do, because this stealth is less of the like not being seen and more in the moving that you guys won't be noticed, like that y'all's movement and stuff is just kind of like passing under the guard's radar, and so you're being like weirdly obtrusive as you go along, but Julian working very hard to cancel that out. Gloob, you are following them from on top of the rooftops, correct?
Mhm.
From how close?
I'll probably stay like on top of them, parallel to them
Okay, so you're staying very close.
the entire
Gotcha.
way.
All right. Jakob, are you following them as well?
Yeah, once I saw them coming, I would have stood up, not standed up, stood up, and proceeded to pee on the wall until they walked like a decent way past me,
Okay.
and then follow them.
Okay.
Still pretending to be drunk, which I'm doing a
How
great job.
how close are you following them by?
60 feet.
Okay. So you're trying to hang back a good bit, but you're following these guys. You're not, since you're trying to pretend to be drunk, you're not trying to be sneaky at all, correct?
Nope, never part of the plan.
Okay. So, y'all are Gloob, you are a shadow amidst the rooftops after, like you said, once they get away from the rooftop, away from the warehouse, you have to kind of scuttle down and then go back up, but easy enough with your tree frog, like sticky pads on your fingers and stuff. You have to pull off your gloves to do it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually.
But getting up there easily, kind of hopping between whenever there's like larger gaps, but with a phenomenal stealth check, you're like a shadow. Julian helping.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about Gloob being in a city and just 20-foot leaps from building to building, no big deal.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
like a lot of these buildings are pretty close together, but there are gaps, especially like when a street cuts through, and so you're like, fucking Hulk leaping across the gap.
25
People are like,
foot
I thought I saw something.
dragon.
Frogs,
Man, it's like a bad
giant
guy
frogs.
in the-
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
It's like a bad guy in the Batman animated series, just like a shadow flashing between rooftops.
Basically, both slightly brighter colors. But Bart and Julian, due to Julian's assistance keeping you from garnering notice of the guards, Jakob, y'all make it easily enough out of the dockside where drunken, wanderers are pretty the norm. Even if it is a little odd that you're a dude just wandering in full plate armor with a giant fuck off greatsword on across your back. But there's most people just like, they're also drunk, or they just let it slide because maybe you're just a mercenary that's crashing somewhere nearby, and you'll be out of port in like the next day or so. Until you start getting well and truly into the market ring, where they're more heavily patrolled by guards as the slightly nicer parts of town. You're only walking through a few minutes, and you only make it a few minutes because you're following Julian and Bart, who are intentionally avoiding guards. So a few times just by happenstance of the path they are taking, keeping you from being noticed. But shortly thereafter,
Second-hand stealth check.
basically, you just happen to be going the right direction. But shortly thereafter, you guys are getting into probably about 15 minutes, and not quite even 15, probably closer to 10 minutes into y'all's wanderings of your route, which grand total y'all's route is probably gonna be about 30 minutes, kind of going up and then kind of looping around, cutting back across your path and getting back down over there. Jakob, you get approached by a couple of guards.
Oh, good.
How you doing, sir?
Good evening. Just kind of like squint, still keeping up the drunk act.
Mm-hmm. That with the big 8. Sir, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to go home.
Really,
See-
where's home?
Oh, it's pleasant ocean view.
That's back the way you came.
Oh, all right. gonna walk like a block that way
Uh-huh.
and try to get back onto route.
Okay. So you're gonna try to kind of cut back, break in line of sight. They watch you as you're walking, so you have to go a little bit back.
Do I see this?
Roll a perception check for me. He's like 60 feet behind you, so actually roll it at disadvantage.
Oh shit! Is my dark vision not 60 feet? With the
This
glasses?
is like they stopped, so like y'all were actively moving, so this would be like right on the edge at best. And you've been from what I understand, you're devoting your attention to Julian and Bart for the most part. So this is if you happen to catch it out of your periphery at best.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I have. It's a 15.
A 15.
Yeah, 15 and a 19.
I'll say with a 15 total, I mean it's not like this is a stealthy thing, but so it's like you barely notice out of the corner of your eye as like at the end of it as Jakob is kind of turning and starting to having to walk away from the route you guys are taking. Are you stopping or are you continuing on with Julian and Bart?
I'm gonna continue on, but I'm just gonna mentally tell Julian, hey, we may need to do a loop. Jakob's having to back off because people are talking to him.
Shit.
Just do a loop or stop at a like stand or something, or stop to tie your son's shoes.
Yeah, that'll work. Find a dark niche somewhere to wait in for just a couple minutes.
All right. So you guys just stop and you wait a few minutes. So Jakob, are you just trying to loop around and back to them?
Yes, but this time I would like to try to avoid the guards.
Okay, so you're gonna try to stealth. You're dropping the drunk act, and you're just gonna try to stealth. Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Before he says the total, are the guards sitting there just like watching him, or are they actually following him?
No, they basically he didn't even really make it into the nice side of town, and so they're just watching him back up. He basically hit. You say a block, you end up having to go about 2 blocks before you can kind of feasibly be turning off in the direction that you said you were going. But they just stand and watch him go to make sure he goes out of there. Which he rolled an 8 on his deception check. They're suspicious of him. Like there's like this dude's clearly acting for some weird reason.
Could I give him advantage on a stealth check by like shooting a crossbow bolt down a street or something? Like trying to make a loud pinging noise on the opposite side alleyway or something?
I mean, that would probably help him with this one group of guards, but he is just trying to avoid guards in general because he's having to loop around.
Okay.
There are multiple patrols.
Right.
So if it was trying to get past this like one group, absolutely, but not
That's
quite.
Okay.
11.
11. Jesus Christ. All right. Unfortunately, you're not making very far, having looped around this other way before you're going a little bit, and you're trying to be stealthy, but you're kind of going to duck through an alley, trying to cut back in towards the route that you're not sure if your friends have stopped. You're not sure how much, so you get a little nervous, so you try to hurry a little bit, and you kind of scrape your armor across some of the stone housing as you're trying to kind of hug some of the bricks, and you hear kind of from out on the street, not quite within visual range of you, but from around the corners. Hey, what's going on back there? As you start to see like the faint light of approaching, like a torch and some approaching footsteps of another pair of guards.
Different pair?
Probably.
Is the voice familiar?
It sounds like it's a different guy. Maybe it was his partner. Maybe it's a whole different pair. You're not quite sure.
They're just like, is someone rolling a barrel of sheet metal down the street?
It was very clearly like a person kind of going like. What you doing? They're getting close. They're probably about 25 feet away, but they're not like running towards you.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him.
Just gonna wait to talk to them?
Yeah, I mean, if I try to run in plate, it's going to be incredibly loud, so it's just going to
Probably.
attract their attention even more.
Okay, so as these guys are approaching, Jakob's now been gone for a few minutes, and you guys still aren't seeing him yet. Are you guys still sitting tight? You're muted, Julian.
I'm going to sit there and I'm going to fidget as it's taken a long time. It'll be like, I'm a bad mannered kid, kind of an asshole. Just not letting you tie my shoe. But yeah, what's taking so long? Just kind of saying all this under my breath very quietly.
For context, Julian was kind of like standing protectively in front of Bart during all of this.
Were you
just
pretending
kinda
to tie a shoe, or were you?
Yeah, but then that only takes like a second. So
So after that, are you just standing in front of him?
yeah, like peering around and trying to like stand between him and the rest of the world. Just kind of mutter down to him. Jakob's off track or something. How's it looking, Gloob? He says to the earpiece.
I don't know. Jakob had to move out of. He had to move out of eyesight. I don't see him anymore.
Shit. We can't wait here for long.
He's getting hung up by guards and stuff, which may be good for us if we continue along. It'll at least keep some of the guards. Maybe Bart can send a message to him. I don't know how much magical juice Bart has, but if Bart can send him a message and say, get as much attention as you can, maybe that'll work for us even better. I don't know yet.
He might need to save his juice if we get in a scrap.
Right.
We'll give it 1 more minute, and then we'll head out.
1 minute, and I'll follow.
We'll wait.
All
One
right.
more minute.
Okay, Jakob. So as they're continuing to wait for you, you just stand up straight, I suppose, in this alley where you were getting ready to come around the corner of, as these two guards
I'll
come
just kinda
peering around,
Press my shoulder.
and it looks like it's a different pair.
Oh, even.
Hey, what are you doing?
Apologies, I slipped. I was I'm gonna knowing kind of area of Seaton. I'm gonna say I was trying to get to location that we're going area, not the exact location.
Back towards the docks. Y'all were looping up
yeah.
through the market and then cutting back towards the docks. The dock side of the ring.
Then back on track, like that general
to that
area. Yeah, I was supposed to meet my friend there.
Just wandering out and about in full suit of armor tonight, sir?
I usually do that.
Where are you staying?
Oh, I live in Seaton. Down on Pleasant Ocean View.
You're just meeting a friend on the street of the market ring in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. You just got in from out of town.
See. Roll a deception check for me.
Fuck. 11 again.
One of them just kind of looks. One of them's like a younger guy, with very like still got like some peach fuzz going on. And he just kind of is like nodding his head, and it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And his partner, who looks like a little older and gruffer, just kind of smacks him on the shoulder, and it's like, stop that. Well, how about we'll walk you to your friends.
All right.
It just does not look like he fucking believes you at all.
I'll start walking in the kind of general direction, but not exactly on track.
Sure. They just take up both sides you are walking along. Start walking along with you. So,
It's a nice night.
indeed, it is. Very nice.
You had any trouble from anyone?
Not until now.
Oh, you won't have any trouble with me.
Good to hear. Look forward to meeting your friends. They must be excited to see you.
Oh, just one.
Well, that's good. So y'all are walking along. You're walking along with the guards. The other guy's just young. Looks like he's kind of has to like push his helmet up a couple times. Looks like it maybe doesn't quite fit quite right. Very fresh faced and noob guard material on deck. Uh, so within having waited a little bit extra time, y'all do see Jakob approach, flanked by two guards.
I will quickly relay that information over to Julian and Bart. He has guards with him, which I guess isn't completely terrible when they see a man and his little boy attacked. Whatever, we need to keep going.
Fuck.
I won't lead the guards with to them.
You're just gonna go walking up to them like you'll probably no, you won't. Where are you leading them to?
General direction of where I had said that I was going,
Mm-hmm.
but past where they are, I wouldn't
Right.
lead the guards to them.
Okay. So you guys start moving again once you see Jakob. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right. So y'all, these two pairs start moving. Since y'all are kind of starting and stopping again, can I get a fresh round of stealth checks from those that are trying to be stealthier?
Should I roll a deception?
I will stick with this. Since y'all are mostly trying to actively avoid the guards' patrols, just roll the stealth.
30-30.
Dirty 30, nice. Jakob, or not Jakob, Julian.
Not a natural 20.
Yeah.
Total being... Where'd my stuff go? Oh, there it is. I'll be a 22
22, very nice still. Awesome. Bart,
plus 8.
I got another natural 20.
Oh!
holy shit.
So, yeah.
22.
Okay.
Does that put you at?
Sure.
So we got two 22s and a 30. Very nice. Good job, stealth team.
Yeah, 22.
All right. Okay. Let me kind of get some. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So y'all start moving and continuing along the route. Jakob, you kind of move past. So you guys are starting to fast approach where you'd be starting to loop back down to the docking ring. And so as the three of you are starting to perform that hook, Jakob, what are you doing with your escorts?
I will take them to the place that I said I was going to go.
Uh-huh. Just
And
some.
then
Were you going
just
to a
wait.
public building or just some house?
Oh, a public building. Just like
Like one of the
Near-
pubs, one of the taverns
I
or
said,
whatever?
I'd meet them near this tree.
Okay, so you go walking up to a tree that is kind of around that area where you know you're supposed to hook around. So, where's your friend?
Yes, he's not here yet. You know, sometimes he's one of my old drinking buddies. I don't drink anymore, but he still does. So he might be, imbibed a little bit too much.
Oh, I see.
But if you gentlemen want to wait here with me, we can.
I
Keep
think
waiting.
we will.
Quick questioner. These are the same guards who watched him walk
No,
around.
no, this is a different pair.
Okay.
This is a different pair.
I was like, we just told them you don't drink anymore when you were walking around drunkenly.
He was also very clearly pretending to
Right,
be drunk.
exactly.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
This is
let's
out
do
of
that.
line of sight from us completely.
I think, yeah, at this point, yeah. Because
Yeah.
since he kind of went a little past the point of the turn to kind of not lead them directly into you guys, since they're walking with torches, it'd probably have been easy for you. And I imagine you're kind of checking to see his progress since he has the guards. You would see him kind of go a little past the point as y'all are starting to curve.
Jakob is taking a detour with the guards, so he's not following us right now. But
How much of a detour?
I just see him continue to walk around the corner?
You probably
away
see
from
him walk. You'd have to stop and watch him, rather than continuing along with Bart and Julian for at least a few seconds. But I mean, you could probably see him go off. You see him kind of going a little bit down past, and he stops by, a tree, and is standing there. It looks like maybe he and the guards are talking, but you're not quite sure.
He led him to a tree. Does that mean something?
Is this near our final destination?
No, it is not. Y'all are about that was about the halfway point at about where y'all were gonna start looping back down towards the dock side. So he is smack in the middle of the market ring, like the more wealthier areas. Not like to the rich area. He's not at the jewel of the market ring, but kind of along the band, that right hand band of the market ring.
We have to trust Jakob and keep moving. He knows where we're going to.
Right. And we will proceed.
Is everything all right? I whispering.
Yeah, I caught up with the guards.
I mean, if he loses us, he can just go to the safe house and come back the other way and bump into us.
Right.
It'll be fine.
Proceeding.
All right, so y'all are just proceeding on.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Because this plan
Okay.
is flawless.
Hey man. What
I'm like-
plan has ever not been ever not been flawed? Let's be
I
honest.
feel
here.
like I was like, wow, 2 natural 20s, but part of me is like, what if that natural 20 makes it to where not noticed now? No, curse my natural 20.
Well, it was like a targeted natural 20. We're only hiding from guards.
Yeah, y'all. This stealth check was for y'all to avoid guards and to kind of stick around them. So that was a little weird, but we roll with it. This is Dungeons and Dragons. Who gives a shit? Hashtag we do what we want. All right. So y'all are making your way as y'all are continuing on. Jakob, are you just gonna stand there?
I'll stand there for a couple minutes. Say, well, I guess he must have really imbibed. I mean, I don't want to stand here forever, but it's all right if I head home. I mean, you gentlemen can come with me if you want.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Hell yeah. You got that D4 on you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is my favorite thing.
Please be fear. Please be fear.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
Chris, you got it pulled up.
Yeah.
We'll see who gets to it first.
Yeah, I do. It's right here.
All right.
Yep.
It's a 4. I've already found it.
That's the good one.
With the next mix, you can ask your spirits about the results of a specific course of action that you planned. So you can ask your daughter a question and she'll answer it. Basically. Sick. That doesn't make them believe you anymore, though, or do what you want anymore. As you're kind of talking about, he really must have imbibed, and I guess I'll just head home. And just kind of, how about you come with us and we'll just have a little chat at one of the guardhouses for a few kind of. Just got me mighty curious.
Oh, sure.
And they begin to escort you towards the nearest guardhouse.
How far is the main jail?
The main jail, they did say they were taking you to a guardhouse, not to the jail as
Yeah,
of
I know.
yet. So
How
the main
far is
jail is all the way within Crown Town, which is in the center of the city.
Okay, that would be a pretty good distance then.
That would be a pretty good distance, yes.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
I will go with them to the guardhouse.
Okay. You're about to see if you can maybe get in a little favor from old Capitan.
No, I was gonna just go to the captain and be like,
Hey
"We're
yo.
just trying to find the kid. We're just trying to find the kidnappers. I'm not
Right.
doing anything.
I'm not doing crime, I promise.
Yeah.
I just seem shady. I'm a terrible liar. Anywho, so they start escorting you toward guardhouse.
Yep.
Rest of you fellas. Y'all are making your way. I mean, and y'all are avoiding guards very skillfully. Still seeing some people moving around here and there. It is a lot more sparse up there in the market ring, as more or less anybody who's doing anything is going to be at one of the taverns. But as you are making your way back down towards dockside, more people showing up. Fewer people giving you odd looks, Julian, as you're getting more into your people kind of area. But so far unmolested.
Is there anyone paying close attention to them?
Roll a perception check for me. 10. You can tell. I mean, you see, like, still getting some sidelong glances because the way Julian is holding himself is still kind of odd, because he's kind of keeping that short sword concealed up under his cloak, but not like within a sheath. He's kind of like folding it like along his forearm in such a way that he can kind of keep it up under the cloak, so it just looks a little awkward. And anybody who's able to kind of get a glance at his face just seems a little kind of taken aback or like a little overly curious if they're more intoxicated. Nobody seeming to be paying particular attention to them. Some kind of people kind of moving around, like some fight. You see like a fight break out as you guys are getting closer to dockside. In general, you'll think you're about a couple minutes away from the safe house at this juncture.
We are taking opportunities to stop in dark corners and alleyways and such to give any potential pursuers an opportunity to jump us.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then when we get to the house, we'll just head inside.
You go and head inside? Okay. Glibber, you staying on the rooftops?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And Julian will follow up with Gloob.
How are you getting into the door?
Is it locked?
Yep. So this is the first door, because if you recall, you had to go into the house, or like you had to go into the building, into the house, and then down through like a little secret entrance that kind of dropped down below.
Julian's just trying to get into the house itself.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That door is locked. So
if there is I don't know, like any bushes or like a concealed back porch, I don't know if it's like fenced or anything like that, but find somewhere surreptitious to plop down and not vocally, but like verbally tell my son, we just have to wait for my friend to get here to let us in. And then we'll continue to lay low around the property while communicating with Gloob.
okay. So you're just
Door's
kind of
locked, but that should serve our purposes. Do you see anyone?
Not right now.
Okay. As you have stopped and you're kind of taking a moment, kind of looking around, kind of like you're just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just killing time. 7, 8. Bart, you take 15 points of piercing damage. Make a Constitution saving throw for me. As you take an additional 10 points of piercing damage. So you're taking a total of 25 points of piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Dude, dice are wild tonight. Constitution saving throw is 22.
Okay, you are not stunned.
What was that total damage? I'm sorry.
25 total.
25 total.
Correct.
Fuck.
Yep. Sorry, I'm finding the music I wanted to use. I got lost. There we are. So, as you're sitting there kind of looking around, and Julian, you're looking around and you're communicating with Gloob, you kind of glance slightly away from Bart, and Gloob, it's you see it a second too late as a figure enshrouded just kind of steps out of the shadows behind Bart, pulling out two what look like they're not daggers and they're not quite short swords, but there's very long knives that seem to be on one side like this jagged, serrated, hooked blade, and on the other just a straight line, regular edged sword. As he plunges in one, the other into Bart, and then rips both of them out, leaning onto the jagged edges. Bart, you are doing quite a bit of damage on their exit. And Bart, your eyesight like flashes white from the pain, but you're able to grit your teeth and get to it, and able to keep yourself from being stuck in place. As you just hear the voice from under this cowl. This music is very loud right now. Holy cow! Turn that down a little bit. Just, you really thought I couldn't tell the difference between a halfling and a human child? And backs away from you guys. For those three of you that are present, if you guys could all roll initiative for me.
Is that motherfucker disengaging?
Yes.
Damn it.
I'd like to roll
Oh, there it
initiative
is.
to talk to the guards.
+2. That'll be a 16.
Okay, so we got 16.
18 for Gloob.
18 for Gloob, nice. Woo. Woo.
12.
12, okay. So let me see here. I'm sorry, fellas. I said yeah, and then proceeded to not actually be taking down initiatives quite yet. So let me go ahead and we're going to go 25-20. 2018. You had 18, right, Gloob?
18.
18, 16, 12.
18, and then 16 for Julian, 12. 18, and Bart, 12. Alright. Oh, goodness. We're just... Alright. Alright. Top of the initiative, he goes first.
That's not good.
Rip roll.
As this guy kind of ripping out, turning his attention over to you, Julian, as he steps in, and he's going to try to stab at you with his ripper blades.
We just see this one guy, correct?
Yep, you see the one guy at the moment.
Okay.
That is a 23 to hit on the first one.
Ain't nothing I can do about that.
Okay, second one misses, though. It's really shitty on the second one.
I
So,
like that.
you take 9 points of piercing damage as he comes in with the first one and slices it kind of along, kind of seemingly not able to like bury his blade in you as he was in Bart with that kind of surprise attack he had going on for you, but still kind of ripping across, and the other one stabbing everything. You're able to kind of duck down as it skitters across some of the kind of those chitinous plates that you have in places. He does, however, do those two stabs on you, and then disengages and backs away from you by about, he used about 10 feet of movement to get back close to you. He uses his remaining 20 and then 30 more feet of movement and just goes running down the street.
He didn't use his dash to disengage?
Actually, no. He just dashes. He doesn't disengage. I'm sorry. Make an
It's
AOP.
stabbed.
Oh my god!
Did you roll another nat 20?
No, I didn't, but I still rolled really high.
You currently have your fist.
I know.
Okay. Bonk. I will say, he did approach Julian from such a way that he would not have provoked an AOP from you, Bart. So, my apologies.
Oh.
He had backed
That
away
is
from
taking
you
them-
and then stepped over to the side
Oh, okay.
and attacked
Gotcha.
Julian.
Well, shit.
My bonuses are not as high with not a bow.
Right. So it should still be
Be a dirty 20.
dirty 20. Dirty 20 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So I don't have any of this like prefabricated. I'm having to manually calculate.
It should be 4 plus 3, or your damage, or this is your packed weapon, so it should be d6 plus 5.
All right, that'll be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Very nice. So kind of getting in a slice on it, kind of That's really too bad. And goes running off down the street.
So he's 40 feet from me right now.
He is currently 50 feet from you.
Okay.
He used 10 feet of his movement to get to you, tried to stab you twice, stabbed you once, and then moved 20 feet for his movement, and then dashed another 30.
Gotcha. All right, noted.
All right.
Yeah.
So, ending his turn, that is going to bring us to Gloob.
All right. Shit, that's not good.
Gloob, you're kind of up on the rooftop, like across, like looking down towards the building they were on.
Mhm.
So, sorry, this part of this is not in Tailspire. So you're probably, we'll give it a roll to see, kind of distance. You're actually about 60 feet from this guy right now, based on like angles and stuff.
Okay, but I can see him running down the
Yeah,
street.
you can see him. He has now dipped out and is running down the street, kind of further into the dockside district.
Gotcha. Okay. Crossbow out.
Take the crossbow.
I'm thinking that this is my our quarry. So
Yep.
Crossbow out.
Okay.
I'm gonna poison the arrow before I shoot it, and I'm gonna shoot him in the square of the back if I can.
Okay. Are you sacrificing your movement for advantage or no? Oh wait, I mean you're
thinking
pretty
I'm
sure
hidden.
you're hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled really really good on your stealth.
So, but to clarify, I am hidden.
Yes, you
correct?
are hidden. So go ahead and roll with advantage. Yep.
All right, that's a natural 1 on the first one,
Oof.
and a natural 4 on the second one for a total of 12.
12. So that second shot goes whizzing past, and it's like you're kind of up on these shingles of these roofs, and as you go to fire, one cracks underneath your foot as you loose the bolt, and what would have kind of struck true just kind of goes whizzing past his face, striking sparks across the cobblestones as he kind of glances back up, and you can see him just kind of like give you like a little bit of a smirk before he kind of turns his face back towards the direction he was going.
Does this person look familiar at all?
You can roll a perception check for me.
Do I also get a perception check since he was in my grill?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Dirty 20.
30-20? Doesn't seem familiar.
Yeah, I rolled less than that. It was an 18. So.
Yeah, you have no idea. You're not sure at all. He stabbed the shit out of Bart, tried to stab the shit out of you, and then booked it.
In that case, I'll sling the bow, bring out the rapier, and you said I'm about 60 feet with angles and everything. How high is the roof
Correct.
I'm on? About?
We're probably about 20 feet total.
Okay. I'll just jump off.
You just gonna hop down?
Yeah.
Just roll a quick
jump.
acrobatics check for me as you kind of go on down. Just make sure you don't roll really shitty.
Sure. That's fair considering I just rolled a 1 and a 4 back to back. Bro, please bring up my skills. Thank you. Acrobatics check of 30.
30. Fuck out. Superhero landing.
19 plus 11.
Very nice.
And then use my movement and bonus action to get as close as I can to him.
Okay.
That's
So-
50 feet of movement.
So getting on the
10
ground, you're
feet
still
behind him.
Yeah, you're about 10 feet behind him. Once you get on the ground, you kind of come run over. You're slapping behind him as he's hauling ass down the street.
Hey, stop running, pussy! That'll be my turn.
Okay. Ending your turn, that's going to bring us to Julian.
All right. First things first. Some eldritch muttering and inky shadows spring from the ground immediately in front of him. taking
you
the
move
form
around.
of a goopy, extra large house cat.
Okay.
That is shadow spirit, using the weight of sorrow. So his movement speed is reduced by 20 feet.
Okay.
Is it? And I will have it attack. Hold on, let me get its little character sheet thingy up. That's gonna hit. Versus attack bonus.
Should be your spell attack modifier to hit.
Oh, okay.
Your spell attack.
Oh, that might hit then. That'll be an 18.
18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, good shit. But only like a +4 or something to hit. Ooh, not great on damage though. 8 damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. As it kind of pops up in front of him and does claw him, getting a little, seem to kind of, because it does cold damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely seeming to stick a little bit. He's kind of as it kind of pops up in front of him. He just seems to catch him off guard as he kind of goes to stumble to a stop and is starting to maneuver his way around as it just kind of rakes across his chest.
And then moving 30 feet towards him, so he is 20 feet away.
Okay. Does it only get one attack?
Yeah, because I can't upcast it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's right. That's right.
Even with a triple move, this bitch can only move 30 feet now.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely seemed like he was kind of twisting to the side as it went for the claw, but still definitely making contact. And you moving 30 feet towards him, so you're about 20 feet behind him with Gloob a little bit in front of you, and then your spirit over there. All right. That's going to end your turn. That brings us to Bart.
How far away from me is he?
About 50 feet.
About 50 feet.
Yep, kind of around a corner, so you'd have to kind of go back around the corner and then down the street some.
Oh, he went around the corner. I thought
Yeah,
you said
y'all were kind of, he
Okay.
did go, y'all were like right there, so technically your line of sight is blocked by like a square.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll use my object interaction to grab my mace off of Julian's
He
belt.
is 30 feet in front of you.
Yeah, as I run by, I'm just gonna
So you're just going to double move, grab it.
double move right to that guy.
Okay.
And just grab it on the way.
So you're able to get just next to him.
Just next to him.
All right. All right.
That's my move.
That's going to be it. All right. Ending your turn. That's going to bring us back up to the top to him. And he's got this thing right next to him, as well as Bart, who he has stabbed and is unarmored.
Mm-hmm.
But he can feel that thing that he got sluggish after that thing got here. So he is going to stab it. He's going to take 2 attacks at it. That's an 18 on the first. Does an 18 hit its AC?
Yeah, its AC is 14.
Oh, okay. Second hits as well then. Roll a Constitution saving throw for that thing for me. So we're gonna do
9. Julian was muted, but I think he said 21.
Oh, yeah.
You said 21?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do some quick math.
19 plus
So,
2.
okay. It is not stunned, but it takes 31 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Is it still up?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Ooh.
It's kind of doing the whoa. It has 4 hit points.
Okay, very nice. This guy is then, you said it just reduces his movement speed by 20?
Yeah, his base movement speed will be reduced
Right.
by 20. So if he has a 30-foot movement speed, it'll
Right.
be a base of
Yeah.
10, so on and so forth.
All right. And is it if they start their turn within, or what is the wording on that?
Yeah. Any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet.
Okay. So. All right. He is then going to. I mean, he's really slowed, so he just needs to make distance. Yeah. He is just going to actually. Y'all are here. He is going to use a bonus action disengage, and then use 10 feet he has of movement, moving over immediately to the left. Looks like he's getting ready to go try to scurry up the buildings that y'all are closest to on that left, on this side of the street. Okay, ending his turn. That's going to bring us to Gloob.
All right. Object interaction. Take the shield off my back and frisbee it over to Bart. And then you said it looks like he's about to try to take like up a building.
Yeah,
like,
looks like he's about to go climb up a building. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like 10 feet behind him, right?
Mm-hmm. So he's now about 20 feet away from you.
I am going to like use my movement to like get up behind him and hit him with the rapier, like the back of the head, as I jump over him and just try to jump to the wall, like above him. Like
you're trying to stick onto just a sheer surface.
Yeah, I got a climb speed.
Okay.
You got him.
Sure.
He's I'm a Spider-Man right in front of him on the wall and stab him.
Yeah.
So
I just want to like jump onto his like shoulder or off of his shoulder, hit him in the back of the head with the rapier, and then just stick to the wall back to him, and just hold my sword at him at that point. Let's see if I
go ahead and make an attack roll.
This one's with the sword, so the attack roll's a little bit better, but it doesn't matter.
Quite a bit better.
1 and a 4 again, so
this one is not an advantage.
Right, but it doesn't matter because it's an 18 plus 10 for a 28
there you go.
to hit.
That will hit.
Nice.
That's go ahead and roll damage.
Spirit.
I forgot to. You know what I'll do? I will expend one of the Hunter Coat charges.
Okay, sure.
For 1d10 necrotic on top.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll all your stuff together for me and give me the total.
Okay, good. He's not resistant to anything.
That it seems like.
That or he's resistant to everything.
Yes.
One or the other.
It's either very good news or very, very, very bad news.
He's immune to everything. Unfortunately, D&D Beyond does not roll all my damage together, so I have to do this all separately.
Y'all can already hear the sounds of people in the distance hearing this commotion.
Okay. 8 plus 5, 13 plus 17 is 30 points.
Okay. Is that
damage. Total, yeah.
Okay, 30 points of damage. So as you come over, you go and you stab down, and even as you're stabbing down, like he can see you, and he goes to kind of dodge himself out of the way, but still kind of cutting a furrow down across his chest, not seeming to do quite as much damage as it would have otherwise, but still definitely hurting.
Gotcha. You said we hear people?
Yeah, you can kind of hear faint voices going, "Hey, what's that going on over there? I hear some yelling." Oh, just like I hear yelling, and whatever horrible noises Julian's shadow creature makes.
They are not pleasant. No.
I heard a small adult male cry bloody murder.
What the fuck was that? I hear stabbing sounds in the distance.
So,
okay.
Just before the end of my turn, as I hop onto the wall in front of him and hold my sword at him, just say, "You can either stop running here, or we'll make you stop running." And that'll end my turn.
Okay. In your turn, that's gonna bring us to Julian.
Not so fast. Eldritch Blast, Grasp of Hadar, get over here.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Yeah.
That is a 27 to hit
27 will
on
hit.
the first one. Also 27 to hit on the second. That was 2 19s.
Nice.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
He'll move 10 feet closer to
So
me.
kind of whoop. So he gets pulled straight back towards you. You're about 20 feet away from him, so he just gets pulled basically back up on top of Bart.
He's back exactly where he was, I think. Because he moved 10 feet away and then I moved 10 feet back.
Yeah. Well, he moves to the side, and you're here, so it's kind of still more to the left of where he was previously, but yeah, more or less. On this axis, he's in the same place.
11 points of damage, so not great on damage, but that wasn't the primary purpose.
Yeah.
The creature will readjust itself between him and the wall, and give him another smack. For another 19. Plus stuff, but
Yeah, that hits.
that's
Go ahead
fucking
and roll damage.
crazy. Oh, why couldn't it be 3 nat 20s back to back?
Instant death.
Yeah, die. That's 1d12 plus 6. For 9.
9 points of damage. Very nice.
Cannot roll above a 5 on this damage dice, though.
All right. That's how I can be it.
And then move up to him, I guess.
Okay. So now you are now right up next to him. Perfect. All right, and that's gonna bring us to Bart.
All right. Is using the dragon vessel as a potion is still a bonus action?
You got to fill it first. What action is it to fill it?
I just thought you had to do it.
You have it is an action to fill it. I believe,
Right,
or some
and
kind of
then-
action. What does it say on there? You haven't filled it recently.
I thought it was. I told you a long time ago that my plan was to refill it at night in case it doesn't get used, so it's got a 24-hour timer.
Let's keep it
That
stated.
is, that
Okay.
is what he said.
It is a resource, so we're getting this as that works. We're gonna have it stated.
Command word to fill the vessel with one of the following of your choice options.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does it say if it takes any kind of action to do so?
Bonus.
Yeah, bonus action to fill it.
You could bonus action if you wanted to fill it and then drink it.
Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to catch my shield, I guess.
Okay.
As it is
Yeah.
getting thrown at
It gets
me. I don't know
frisbeed
if
every-
that's an
Ah!
object interaction or if
Sure.
I have to do anything
Yeah.
for that.
You've
Okay.
got a hold of it.
And settle that in, and yeah, I will try to just gonna toll the dead on this guy.
As a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Correct. 16.
His wisdom definitely could be better. That is a 19 on the dice.
Well, he does. Nothing happens.
Okay, as it rings and you kind of starts to the familiar kind of tinklings of Soroli tingling around him, but he kind of shakes his head and refocuses, not seeming to do any damage.
Please,
Alright.
let's never say the
The
tinklings.
tinklings.
Soroli again.
Okay.
Not when I'm brandishing my knob at him. At
the,
least.
the holy golden shower.
And yeah, with my movement, I will I will move in such a way to be if it's possible on the opposite side of him and Julian, so that he has Gloob above, me on one side, Monster on the other side, and then Julian on that other side.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of triangulated.
All right.
Sure.
Got a wall on the floor and then bad guys on the other sides. And then with my bonus action, I will fill it with a healing potion.
Okay. All right.
That's
Even if you kind of whisper down at it, it's kind of dangling off your belt, and
Fucking
it's like,
need this right
it's like, this now has stuff in it. Fantastic. Which is gonna bring us to his turn. You're still not wearing armor, and he's kind of surrounded, so he's gonna try to stab you, Bart.
Okay. Is he getting up to do that?
He's not prone.
Oh, I thought I was just thinking
He got
not
pulled.
Pulled for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't knock him prone or anything.
That's be a 19 and a 15 to hit.
Yeah, those both hit.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
All right. 18.
18. You are not stunned.
Hey.
So 11 points of piercing damage as he slams both blades into you. And another 14 slashing damage as he rips it out from either of your sides again.
All right.
All right.
See, Ian borrowed abilities from my characters.
Not from your characters, from fucking monsters and older editions. It's not a unique concept, Cody.
I brought it in my
having-
campaign, and you're like, "What is this
So,
bullshit?" And I
it
said,
was
"It's
some
from
bullshit.
monsters in previous campaigns."
Yeah. Well, Cody, I got tired of the only thing for like sneaky beaky characters being sneak attack. All right. Wanted something a little more exciting.
Give me some rend.
Oh, I'm not mad
also,
about it. I love it.
your rend didn't stun people. So fuck yourself. That being said, he's gonna sit tight, and he is just gonna give a piercing whistle as he kind of settles into like a fighting stance, kind of glancing all around you, kind of putting his back to the only spot where he doesn't actively have somebody standing at it. So he just kind of grins. You guys definitely looking the worse for wear. You think this is going to help get your brother back? To you, Julian.
Oh, he's looking pretty rough by now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely hurting. But ending his turn, that is going to bring us to Globe.
He is still running, and he has now attacked my good buddy Bart.
He has stabbed the shit out of Bart a couple times, yeah. So he hasn't like tried to disengage again from this little semicircle that you guys have him in,
Mm-hmm.
but he is still kind of in like a defensive posture at this time.
How would you rule? I guess we have to wait until Bart gets back, but how would you rule if a willing creature? I would have to ask if Bart is willing for me to shove him out of the way.
I mean, if he's willing, it's not an opposed check, so you're just kind of barreling into him. I'd say he probably just going to be knocked prone. Since
Action economy wise for me though.
it's still going to be taking some kind of action from you.
So it's gonna take an action.
So it's
Okay.
still taking action. I mean, you could use if you use Captain's Bravado, you could shove him and still attack. Because
Okay.
you'd have multiple attacks on that with that action, which is how shoving works.
Would Bart be copacetic to being shoved out of the way of the man who is tearing him to pieces like a fucking sushi chef?
You're muted, Bart.
You were unmuted. even.
Yeah.
Oh,
Topsy daisy. I don't think. Shit. Yeah. Sure. Go right ahead.
Okay. Where are you shoving him to?
I don't think I could really get like. I imagine he's like standing right here in front of.
So
Bart,
currently, kind of how you got Bart kind of directly in front of him. You're kind of catty corner to him on the wall. The creature is kind of catty corner to him, like next to Bart, and Julian is directly on the other side of him from Bart.
Right. I guess it'd be less of a shove if Bart is willing. Glue
You're
will
trying
come
to
up
like
and
yoink
grab
him backwards.
Yeah, yoink him backwards and step up in between the two.
I will say, moving him, since it is not unwilling movement, would provoke an AOP.
Would it? Okay, then
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. I didn't know if it was gonna be considered forced movement.
Because I guess, you're technically still forcing the movement. I'll say sure for now. Yeah.
I'll save against it if you want.
You really want to do your athletics versus his athletics? Right, it's fine. You can. I'll just say for now. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. I kind of probably need to have a better ruling for that, but for now we're gonna go. Sure, you can get him out of the way.
Okay. All right. In that case,
I will say, Bart, you are prone though, as you're just kind of not resisting, so you just kind of get flung on your ass.
All right.
Sorry, Bart. Not sorry to you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick him.
Okay.
One more time.
Go ahead and roll it.
If I can, and we're gonna say my blade is pretty precise. You said he's looking rough. I'm gonna try to
He
stab
is
him
looking
in
pretty
somewhere
rough.
that is not entirely vital. Like if I can sneak attack him still, but like hitting him.
You're trying
like
to do
the-
non-lethal sneak attack damage.
Technically, yeah, because I'd be like aiming for like a hamstring or something like that to incapacitate him more than kill him.
Okay. Are you wanting to go for a called shot?
Is that what it's going to require to not kill him?
I
with
mean,
sneak
if
attack?
there's a difference between trying to do non-lethal damage and trying to incapacitate. Like if you're trying to be able to keep him from running, that would be a called shot. If you're just trying to do non-lethal damage, you can just do non-lethal damage.
Okay, yeah, non-lethal.
That'd be
damage would
only weapon damage. If you poison it or if you pump Hunter's Coat into it, there's nothing to be done about that being lethal.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I won't use either of those resources. I'm already using a resource this round for Captain's Bravado, and Take a stab at him
All right.
Nice, nice.
for a 29 to hit.
29 will hit.
19 plus 10.
Very
right.
nice.
Misses.
God, yeah, he all of a sudden has
Just hits.
he all of a sudden has like Omega Shield that he can
It's
cast.
like a defensive posture plus 10 to your AC or something.
Hell yeah.
8 plus 14 is 22 points of piercing damage.
22 points, very nice. Once again, he kind of tries to roll with it as you slide. You're still connecting, but definitely not as full on as you would normally.
Did it seem like he dodged half of that damage uncannily?
Perhaps. It was very uncanny considering how many opponents he has. The fact that he's able to see it and react, it's pretty uncanny.
So I used an action to move Bart, action to use the Captain's Bravado to stab. I'll use my bonus action and object interaction to pull out a dagger and
Going for
go
that
for the
bonus
other
action
leg.
step. Sure.
Yeah.
Give him the hilt bump.
Which I don't. Do I get my full bonus to this
You
attack?
get your full bonus to attack. It's just the
damage.
1d4 for damage. Yeah. Full bonus to attack. Just no bonus for damage.
17 to hit.
17 does just hit.
Nice. So 1d4.
Mhm.
Half this. 2 points of damage.
Woo! You kind of conk him on the side of the noggin as he's still kind of pulling himself back upright from dodging your rapier. All right. Is that gonna be it?
I'll just say, is it worth your life?
Let's see. Oh. It is not be taken alive, yeah.
What did he say?
He said it is to not be taken alive, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. And in Gloob's turn, this is gonna bring us to Julian.
There's nothing saying my creature can't do non-lethal damage. I don't.
Dude, it does cold damage, man. I don't know how that thing could possibly do non-lethal.
One second.
I don't know how you could do non-lethal elemental damage. Like I feel like weapon damage, absolutely. Elemental damage,
I'm looking at something else. I'm
Sure.
I light you on fire. Non-lethal.
yeah. That's that thing that it's not just making physical impact. It is like raking through with like a spectral cold energy.
It will try and grapple.
Sure. Go ahead and make a grapple check. So contested against his acrobatics.
That is a natural 20 plus 7.
Holy shit.
That'll be his 17. Yeah.
It's just fucking engulfed, I guess.
Yeah.
Whelmed.
And that just means he can't move anywhere, right?
Correct.
That's the only effect.
Yep. His movement speed is reduced to 0.
Yeah, attacks against him don't get advantage or anything,
Correct.
right?
He would have to be restrained.
Gotcha. All right.
Grapple kind of
Cool.
sucks.
And 5e.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very
the,
solid.
It'd be a lot better if his movement speed wasn't already reduced to 10. So.
Yeah. But you know, shadow creature. I'm helping.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to try to bludgeon him with the flat of my short sword.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 attacks. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I don't know what it is with 19s. I rolled a 14 and a 19 plus stuff.
Jesus.
They're both over 20. Uh, 18 total damage.
18 total.
Non-lethal.
Okay. Wonk. He does not have his reaction back, so as you wham, just first one kind of catching him in the side of the temple as he's still kind of grappled by this thing, so he's not able to get his arms up to maybe parry you with those long knives that he's got, and the second one just kind of rearing back, and once again in the temple crumples.
All right, let's go.
Blue. Shit. I was just kind of. Oh. Are we not out of initiative?
You guys are out of initiative. That y'all did handle that pretty quickly. But y'all,
Can you?
you hear it. Those voices are getting closer, and it sounds like some of them are guards.
Yeah, that's what I said,
Can you
like,
get that door open, Gloob?
Which door?
back door? Back door. It's like he's already dragging the guy with the creature's help around the house.
Oh shit! I forgot the creature's still there. Like, fucking, come on, let's go.
I'm just like, oh god. I don't know why your monster sounds like a chicken, but apparently it does when I make
Even though it's
noises.
a giant cat.
Yeah, chicken cat.
Chicken cat.
Yeah. If Bart points out the door, I will bonus action dash whatever I need to do to sprint over to that door.
Okay. So you just kind of go running over. Those voices definitely do sound like they are getting closer. You guys all like dogpiling on that door. So just get right in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, back
That's
to
what I
it.
figured. Okay. Gloob, go ahead and roll thieves tools. Try to get it unlocked.
D&D Beyond doesn't have thieves tools roll, so I am just gonna roll acrobatics since the bonus is the same.
You should have it under. Is it not under your tools? I guess it's just
under
listed
tools,
under your
but
tools proficiencies, but it doesn't give you like a button
you can't
to click.
roll it.
Interesting.
Unless this is a bank, it's a 26 to unlock it.
Okay, no, easily enough. I mean, it's a good lock. This is a smuggler's safe house, but you're able to get it clicked open quite quickly.
Quietly, get in now.
Yeah, we going in.
Now we'll stealth from this point on out.
Okay, so y'all are stepping inside. Are you dismissing your how big is your shadow beast? Is it large?
Medium size.
Or is it medium creature?
Yeah, it's medium. Medium monstrosity, says it is.
I probably like linger behind a little bit, sort of doing that half jog run with literally having all of the wounds in my body right now. It's just sort of glumping down this horn.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you go ahead and heal for 2d4 plus 2.
Once the door is shut and locked again, I will dismiss the creature.
Okay. Easily enough, but you guys do hear outside what appears to be people approaching, and nobody really made any attempts to hide anything that had been going on. And so, since we're at 8:51, as you guys get him hauled inside, Jakob, you are at this juncture at a guardhouse. We're gonna go ahead and take our break real quick. So, thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming to watch. I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves. I know I am. But we're going to be right back. Quick bio, and then we'll be back to continue with whatever's going on here. So don't go anywhere. Bye!
You can just say shit show.
And hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're back again. These same dudes that were here before. You know what'd be really wild is just fucking come back one time and it's not the same people. Just have completely different fucking people in here. That'd be crazy. That's a good idea.
Or we walk into each other's cameras. Ooh.
Swap it around. Big brain. Anywho, we are returned with this Gosm session. So, this first half of the session actually went pretty good so far. Doing pretty good in our party's favor, all things being considered. They split up, not searching for clues, looking to lure some bad guys in to take some bait on Child Bart. Jakob having some tough luck with some guards trying to follow behind as a drunken, fully armored individual into the nicer part of town, getting told to turn around and go the other way, saying fuck that. He walked around the other way and then tried to come back around a different way before running into some more guards due to a poor stealth check. Ultimately, them taking him to a guardhouse to question him a smidgen as he was being real shady. The rest of our party making their making their fucking way. I can't talk tonight. Making their way to the spot where they were heading in the place that was formerly, definitely formerly now, a safe zone hideout of Julian's brother, where Julian's family had been being stored, but we're not there anymore currently. getting there, they were getting ready to get inside once they realized the door was locked, when a shadowy figure came out and stabbed the shit and ripped the shit out of Bart with some spooky long knives that were kind of hooked and serrated on one side and just clean cut inside on the other. He got their attention, let them know that he realized Bart was not a child, as he had stabbed the fuck out of him, and tried to hightail it. The party gave chase. Julian slowing him down with a shadow spawn. Gloob getting in the way, getting some good stabs in. Bart trying to do some more stuff and getting stabbed some more himself. But ultimately, they were able to bring him down, knocking him unconscious with some non-lethal damage from Julian, a couple bonks from the flat side of a short sword. Swiftly breaking into this safe house and dragging them inside. Y'all had been hearing, as short as that conflict was, it was still quite noisy, and you guys had heard that there were some guards coming. So y'all are now inside with the door shut and locked. And we're going to go back to Jakob real quick. I'll pan on over. Jakob, you're walking up. We're going to rewind a little bit because probably you'd have been there before the shit went down over there, just not in time to have been able to have gotten there before, depending on how things go here. So these two guards, they're walking you on into a guardhouse and take you inside and hand you over to basically what is a equivalent of like a sergeant, dude who's in charge of this particular station. And it's actually a younger, like half-elven woman who's sat in there. You get plunked down, and the older of the two guards out of the pair that brought you here kind of explains what had gone on and how you were just giving off bad vibes. So this one looks tired and bored and just like fucking seriously. So why are you snooping about through the market ring?
One second.
He wrote up a lie ahead of time.
He's
No.
looking at his attack bonus.
Oh shit.
I was trying to figure out if I needed to verbally ask the question to the spirits.
What does it say in the thing?
It says, within the next 10 minutes, you can ask your spirits about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. You receive an omen as if you had cast the augury spell.
I think you have to verbally speak to the spirits, would be my guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Does it specify anywhere within that dark gift? Anything about how you communicate with them?
Let me check the.
So technically, I know message has verbal components. Like you have to speak to cast message.
Augury does as well. That's what I just looked
So
up.
there you
to
go.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're verbal components for augury. So I would say you have to verbally talk to the spirits to cast.
If it was okay, I would have asked the question while we were walking.
Okay, you just would have tried to ask, just kind of playing it off.
So, the way that I would phrase it, or the way that I would phrase it, is a prayer to Ceroli and Heronius.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at my ring on my hand, sensing that something's kind of off, and ask for guidance on if I tell the truth, will this prevent Julian from getting his brother back?
If you tell the truth, and meaning what? Just out of curiosity, which truth are you meaning?
Of what I was doing tonight.
Looking to capture a criminal?
Looking to be ambushed by a criminal and capture them.
Right. So you're looking specifically to see if admitting to this will prevent Julian from getting to see his brother.
Yes. if that's too much information, I can
No,
think of
no,
something
that's
else.
fine. That's fine. I'm just trying to think of how I'm interpreting this question. That's the great thing about divination magic, especially when it's auguries, because it is intentionally supposed to be vague. Tell the truth, will it stop it? So as you say this, just kind of can see Sen just kind of out of the corner of your eye, just kind of eyes go kind of misty for a second. She just kind of shakes her head and seems to kind of focus back in. She's like, I don't know, Papa, but she kind of shrugs like, I don't think so. I mean, maybe not.
Say, thank you, sweetheart. And I'll look at the guard and say, I'll be happy to tell y'all whatever you need to know once we get to the guardhouse.
Weird question to ask the gods whether you should tell the truth in front of the law, but sure. Who's this Julian guy?
Oh, he's a father who's trying to protect his family, and I can
Mm-hmm.
talk to y'all about it when we're inside.
I'd certainly hope so. So you get plopped down in front of this this lady, the lady who's in charge of this particular guard station. So what were you doing lurking around just in the market ring, sneaking, possibly, just not very well, and armed for bear?
Oh, well,
And pretty clearly lying about why you were there.
I was lying, and if the guards there, or did they just leave?
They stepped back out.
Oh, well, I would like to apologize
They
about
did
that.
collect your sword when they
That-
when
yeah,
you
that's fine.
entered, like any arms, like any weapons you had, just like until you get either free to go or thrown in jail.
Decent pile of weapons for him.
Yeah. Just gonna-
Uh, yes. Obviously, I didn't do a very good job of lying to those fine gentlemen.
Indeed.
And I am sorry about that. My intention is not to ever break the law, but my friend Julian's brother, it seems, has been kidnapped, and we had talked to Captain Darthwin,
Garthan.
Garthan, earlier in the day about it, uh, and we were trying to create a ruse to get the people who kidnapped him or kidnapped his brother to attack him so we could knock him out, tie him up, figure out where his brother is, and have him brought to y'all. So obviously, I couldn't really come out and say we're trying to attract the attention of these dangerous people out loud in public where they could be anywhere. So I had to come up with a lie.
Because of course you and your friends have been hired by the watch here in Seaton to perform this task.
Nope. We're just concerned citizens. And I mean, if your brother or sister went missing, you'd do anything to find them, I imagine. And I figured the guard, especially now that the captain knows that the guard are doing their investigation and trying to find them just the same as we are.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
13.
Not great.
No, I'm not a very persuasive man.
Nope. So, I am to understand that after having reported a missing person to the captain of the guard, you then proceeded to immediately circumvent the guard here in Seaton to handle it yourselves.
I wouldn't put it that way myself, but
Really? What other way would you put it?
I would put it that we were trying to assist in the investigation and ensure that his brother got home safe. And my friend Julian, he's not a very cool-headed individual when it comes to concerns about his family's safety. And he wouldn't cool his heels and sit around waiting for others to do something that he believes he could do. And to ensure his safety, I mean, be a bad friend to just let him do it by himself.
Mm. Indeed.
And of course, we wouldn't ever do anything to get in the way of the guard. I mean,
Of course. Aside from
I,
not involve them in the first place.
well, I figured that they were doing the investigation themselves.
Indeed. Independent operation, though, within the city. How about this? Here's what we will do. Hopefully your friends have been successful and haven't harmed any of the citizenry here within Seaton. So, you will take myself and a small contingent of my guardsmen that I have here, and we will apprehend whoever has assaulted your friends, and if nobody has assaulted them, then perhaps we can just let it slide. But if harm has come to the citizens here of Seaton, as you and your friends have taken it upon yourselves to perform our duties for us, well, there will be repercussions. How about that?
Of course. Now, if I mean if they had been attacked, would they, of course, would be allowed to defend themselves?
Of course. We would not ask
Then,
anybody to allow themselves to be murdered. But
then of course,
you also set out with the intent of drawing these fellows to assault you. It's a bit more complicated than if somebody was trying to mug you for your pocket change.
I mean, a knife in the front's better than a knife in the back.
Of course. But you're trying to provoke these fellows. So, let us hope that your friends have been successful, and if they have, and have been able to capture the culprit, well, then we can take them off your hands and continue with our investigation.
Well, I don't see a problem with that. I mean,
Fantastic.
now there's a rather convoluted route that we have to take, and it's I'm not trying to like
You cannot just take
I
us
don't
to
know
the
throw you off.
destination?
Well, so I got cut off halfway through
Right.
when I talked to two sets of guards, one of which I pretended to be drunk
Oh,
with. So you might get a report about some weird drunk guy.
interesting.
And then the other ones found me when I was trying to, get back to my friends to help them.
Sneak in full plate armor, yes.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Clearly.
Yeah. So I got cut off halfway through, and we had this whole route to get to this one area, but they could have potentially gotten attacked anywhere on the route.
Ah, well.
So that's, again, I'm not trying to
Presumably,
waylay you.
somewhere after where my guards diverted you take this way. What?
Yes.
Very well, then we will go along, and unless we hear cries of alarm, we will follow it to its end.
All right.
Very well. If you will come with me, She stands up from her desk, goes around and starts gathering some of her guards, and puts action to words. And is gonna start leading you guys, some guys down that path. So, switching back to our crew at the house, he would have made it to that guardhouse before you guys made it all the way to the safe house. So, we got some weird timelines going on here.
Thank God a round of combat is 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. But there's also other guards already heading your way, and lots of copious amounts of blood and signs of conflict outside of this building. So, you guys have made it inside. You've shut the door. You've dismissed your shadow beast, and you have an unconscious, pretty heavily wounded guy.
Go ahead.
I'm going to heal myself a little bit, and then I'm going to start putting my armor on, because at some point during that fight, that guy made a shrill whistle, correct?
He did, right there at the end.
Yeah, so I don't know if there are more people coming to, like, gather up a group to assault us. So I'm getting ready to go.
I was going to, like, with a swiftness, hustle them down into the hidden area.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming that once you guys have gotten inside, you're making an active attempt to not leave trails of blood everywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So you healed
I'm
yourself,
not.
Bart? You're not? So you're still leaking.
I mean, I assume maybe most of the leaking on the way back to the door
yeah.
while drinking.
Yeah,
you know?
you drank a health potion and then you popped a healing spell. So, I mean, you've closed most of your open wounds. So there's probably still, like, some that's just, like, dripping off of from where it was already outside of you. But not like the giant spurts of blood that occurred when he was ripping these blades, like, out of you while outside.
The important bit is preventing spillage of blood as I'm getting them down into the hidden area.
Did you guys collect his knives? Or did you leave them outside?
I was preoccupied with dying.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say we probably just grabbed him and went.
Okay. Just making sure.
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure.
I'll let that determine it.
Because he had him in his hand, so when he went unconscious, they would just, like, clatter to the ground.
16? 12 plus 4?
Yeah. Easy enough. You'd have seen him, like, as you guys were moving. Just kind of, whoop.
Sure. I'll grab him up, throw him in the hunter's coat. When we get inside, Glue will lock the door behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Are there, like, curtains here or anything?
I mean, the curtain's already drawn. It looks like this is a place that it's like it's like an apartment, but it is, and there's like it is furnished and stuff. It doesn't look like anybody actively lives here. It's like oh yeah, people live in this house. We bought it and furnished it and everything, kind of deal.
Gotcha.
Looks like one of those show homes when you're touring an apartment complex.
Yeah. It's not like completely empty, but purely for the appearance of not being completely empty.
I'll do what I can as Julian's showing Bart back there to sweep up whatever mess or trail that we might be leaving behind.
Okay. Roll a survival check for me as you're kind of trying to like obscure signs of Bale's passing.
11 plus 4 for a 15.
Okay. No, not bad at all. Do a pretty good job. It's looking pretty good to the naked eye. Like, nobody's really been through here outside of like, for the most part. It's like, maybe some standard out and about, but there's not like giant puddles of blood, like no bloody footprints marking a clear path.
Awesome.
So trying to get everyone
just going straight down into the hidden room.
Yeah.
Okay. So easily enough you're able to get them like in about that time. You can hear like people have come outside. You hear like loud like voices and people like kind of tramping around and figuring things out. Like clearly they've come across the signs of all the blood and they're now looking around in the immediate vicinity. So you figure it won't be long until they're trying to get into the house.
Before
knocking.
As Julian is getting ready to be the last one down into the hidden entrance. What's up?
Continue.
He will leave the back door ajar to make it look like they have gone out that way.
Okay.
and then down into the hidden hole.
Do you do anything besides just cracking the door open to make it look like you left?
Um. Uh.
Like, are you trying to make like a concerted effort?
Shake Bart like a bloody salt.
Whatever he can do in like 16 seconds, maybe a couple of bloody smears where he did get stabbed, like right around the thing leading out.
Yeah. Roll a survival check for me. Try to do the opposite. You're trying to leave a false trail.
Yeah, I am probably taking all of your kids' clothes off. So I mean, if you needed little kid shoes to make bloody footprints, or a shirt that's soaked in blood to make a
I don't think you would have fit in his kid's shoes. Just as an aside.
Yeah, it'll be a 22.
yeah, that's fair.
20 what?
22.
Very nice. Very solid. Leaving some
Trained in
pretty,
survival.
pretty
Let's go.
convincing, like not obvious, like just smearing blood, like kind of like you were leaving like a bloody handprint, like somebody leaned on the like the edge of the door on their way out, just kind of leaving some stuff that made it look like General Goings was heading out after having entered the building, and you are then kind of ensconce yourself down in the safe room.
Yes.
So get yourself down there. You've shut it. It looks, as it should up above, like it's just a little closet room. And so you're now in a still relatively cramped, not quite as cramped as with all your family in it, since 2 of the current inhabitants are small. But yourself and 1 bloodied, unconscious assassin, spy, something.
I'll take those knives and throw them in the bag of holding.
Just his 2 long knives. So you drop those 2 long kind of wicked looking knives that he was using main. At this point, you guys kind of have him laid out. This is a dude like his regular leather armor in dark colors, of course, a dark cloak kind of thrown over the top, ideal for being a sneaky beaky little bastard. He has a couple braces of daggers that you see kind of attached about his person.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
Okay, so just put 6 daggers that he had kind of like thighs, like up under like 1 armpit, like 1 even like down on the back between his shoulder blades. Like he just has them ensconced about his person, but he's unconscious, so searching him is pretty easy.
Do you give those to Clover? Do you for the bag of holding?
That for you to decide. He just makes sure that this guy doesn't have it.
Sure. And the bag of holding just brings the total up to like 14 daggers in the bag of holding.
It's the bag of daggers now.
I'm getting the my stuff situated. I'm like, man, I wish Jakob was here. He's got all kinds of ways to tie people up in them books he's been reading.
But as for the guy himself, he looks a lot like just a regular sailor, like just a kind of like a light, kind of like dirty blonde hair, obviously pretty suntan skin with you, but you can see like he's got some tattoos, like some that look like what looks like a couple of like squid tentacles kind of coming up on the underside, coming up his neck and onto the bottom of his jaw, and you can see some other things that look like random sailor shit, like clams and oysters, and like maybe like a shark sticking up right here on the collarbone from when you're like shifting around his armor. But definitely fights better than a regular sailor.
Anything distinguishing on him?
Define distinguishing.
Like that would make him a part of some group, like did some crown of the sea princes maybe tattooed somewhere on him, or anything. I think anything just directly relating him to the sea princes, even though I think we've already confirmed it. I want to try to find something on him that does that.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Fuck.
You're just kind of trying to examine this dude. 4. You like pull off a couple pieces of his armor. Like this dude is like heavily tattooed, like which a lot of sailors are, people who work this, like they got nothing better to do. So like he's got tattoos like up and down a lot of his arms and on his chest and even on some of his legs. But I mean, Nothing that pops out at you.
Okay. So what now?
Julian's
Well,
just like pointing up.
They're not in the house, are they? We haven't heard anyone enter the house.
Roll a perception check. Anybody who's listening in particular.
14.
14, 13,
26.
Oh,
26. 14 and 13, y'all don't really hear anything. This room is relatively insulated. Bart with the 26, you don't hear people inside the house. You do hear like some like knocking like that. It sounds like they're trying to get the attention of whoever lives in this house, but at this moment, obviously not getting any kind of response.
There's some
Julian's-
folks at the front door right now.
Julian's gonna lean forward because he can't hear that, so he's just responding to what Gloob said.
Let's give it a few minutes. The guards are gonna come snooping around. Let's just lay low for a little bit.
And he will sit there quietly.
Okay.
He will change over to a bow.
Okay. In the cramped confines of the basement. Okay.
If it comes to a fight, he's gonna try and get
That-
out of the cramped
fair.
confines of the basement.
Does it seem like this dude's bleeding out at all or anything like that? Does he have any wounds that are like slowly seeping all over or anything like that?
I mean, he definitely has active open wounds, sure. Doesn't seem like he's about to die, maybe, but I mean, it could happen. Like, he got stabbed multiple times. there's like patches of like almost frostbitten looking skin where it looks like the creature got a hold of him.
I guess
meaning-
I'll
Close.
have my armor partially on and like, oh shit. And since we kind of need to be quiet anyway and not rummage around with a whole bunch of metal plates, I will go over and use one of the healer kits on it to make him
Oh,
stable.
healer kit. Yeah. I thought you were gonna heal him. I was like, ooh, but hold on.
Yeah. So you just kind of wrap up some of his open wounds and
Yeah.
stuff like yeah. It's like okay, he's definitely good now. Easy peasy. All right.
Julian will go ahead and get to work on tying him up. But before I do that, let me make sure I have rope in my inventory. I cannot remember.
I would hope y'all have some rope somewhere. Yeah, it turns out Jakob is y'all's fucking rope mule. He carries all of it. He has like 400
do
feet
have
of
a lot
rope.
I do. I have 50 feet of rope.
Always useful. Okay, roll a survival check for me. See how good you tie him up.
17 on the dice.
Well, Bart is
23.
23.
What was that?
no. I was just gonna say, while Bart's sort of bandaging him up, I'm gonna come up to Bart and take a glove off and like smear some of my poison skin on one of the bandages that he's about to apply. So that'll make him. He won't fight back as much. Hopefully.
How long does the poison last?
I believe an hour. Let me check real quick. Oh, 1 minute. Never mind. I thought it was an hour.
That'd be pretty fucking nuts.
I'll go ahead and do it. It's just a DC 13 con save.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
You smear your poisonous skin on a bandage before applying it to an open wound.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. And Julian, you tied him up, you said, with the 23. Okay. He is bound. How are y'all just sitting down here in silence, and for how long are you doing so?
I will kind of listen until because we're in an underground thing, right? Or are we like in
Yep.
a wall or something? Okay,
Y'all are
underground.
kind of, yeah, underground. It'd be like
So-
it's like a secret cellar kind of thing. Like they probably didn't have one at the start, but they made one.
Right. Yeah. In that case, I'll just kind of keep an ear out and slowly, like, get armor. Like,
Probably not too long after you get that, Bart, you specifically hear the knocking. It wouldn't be long before you would hear some voices that are coming through the house because there's an open back door.
I figured it wouldn't be long, but
Yeah. And they go through. But then they do seem to exit again. So how long are y'all sitting down there quiet?
Do
Half hour to an hour.
Is that what all y'all are wanting to do?
I mean, that's about how long I think like the guards would probably be crawling around the place if I had to guess.
Okay. Is that agreed on between the three of you?
Once Bart gets, I'm okay. Once Bart gets his armor back on, once you get 10 minutes, and then, all right.
Yeah.
I don't hear anyone, so maybe everyone's already fucked off.
How are we hidden down in here? Like, what is the entrance to this thing?
You guys
obscured
are
by?
like in a closet and down through the floor.
Okay, so there's like a false floor in a closet. Okay, I will try to get some assistance into sneakily just getting the door open a crack, and I will just take one of the things of grapes. Oh wait, I think Jakob has my backpack, doesn't he?
Does he? Does he have it, or
Can't
is it in
remember.
the bag of holding?
I don't remember if we put it in the bag of holding or if I handed it off to Jakob. Well, I will. Shit.
I don't remember, unfortunately. I don't have that. Yeah, I have your stuff down, but
I'll take probably like a canteen or something that I might have had just on my actual person or something that might be attached to the armor, and I will hand it to my unseen servant and tell him to give water to anyone who's in the house, and then I will shut the door back.
That is creepy. Okay.
So a canteen will go floating about the house to see if there's anyone waiting to screw us over. Like if 5 guards came in, 4 guards exit.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you're starting to do that, Jakob, like I said, you had started heading that way shortly before shit hit the fan there. So you were a little out of the way, but you got there before they got there. So you weren't quite halfway down that half of the stretch when shit hit the fan with them. Of course, you're not anywhere close enough to hear this, still being about 10 minutes away. But as you and your escort get closer to them, letting you lead the way with the sergeant in front, with bringing with her about another 6 guards. They're trooping along. Some of the guards kind of just waves them off, telling them to kind of keep on going about their patrols. But as y'all are getting closer, and you're only a few minutes away now, you're starting to hear more of a commotion. Some of the guards, actually a guard is running y'all's way, but stops and speaks to the sergeant, letting him know there was a bunch of some citizens heard commotion, got a hold of some of the guards outside of an apartment down in Dockside, and there multiple large puddles of blood, no signs of wounded or dead or culprits. We're currently investigating. I'm just trying to get this up the chain of command. He just waves them on, tells them to continue with the report, and y'all start jogging on your way there. That last little bit.
I would start running and say, we need to get there quick. That's where we're supposed to end up.
Can I interject real quick? I know you guys are on the way.
What's up?
Glue's gonna look around, and I know what Abari does for a living. Is there anything down here that is incriminating?
Roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, fuck me! Natural 20 for a total of 20.
That's so many natural 20s tonight. Holy shit!
It has been
That's
the
my
night
first.
of them. It's been a lot of high rolls across the board, except for Jakob's attempts to lie for the most part.
I had a
All
couple
Jakob
like
does is tell the truth and
14s.
eat a hot chip.
But looking around, I mean, so what would Glue consider incriminating?
Oh, that's a good question. Shit. Probably anything with you know what has been like the key indicator since the beginning of Smugglers is the seal of the crown on like boxes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see anything like seal of the crown on boxes or anything, I have two vials of acid, and I will burn it off.
Okay. None of them appear to have the seal of the crown on them.
Oh, cool. Well, then everything down here is perfectly legal then.
Okay. You're muted, Bart.
Do they do they have any type of other weird symbol on them?
I mean, they're marked.
Oh God, do they have a fucking crown on them? Blue would know that symbol. We've seen that.
Yeah. Well,
Or even
specifically a the Sea Prince symbol, at least the ones that you have seen, which was the one on Farenzal's sails, was a skull upon a trident, wearing a crown in front of a cresting wave. So that is the only symbol of the Sea Princes that y'all have come across. Nothing of that nature appears to be in here.
Oh.
But I mean,
Right.
there's unless you start going through, if all you do is check the boxes themselves, then I mean, there seems
Boxes
to be, like
and tape.
some stamps. Like some of them seem to have like initials or things, or at least like maybe it's for a company. I don't know. Nothing that seems to be marked with the crown or the Sea Princess symbol, as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right.
Which you feel very confident with, as far as you can tell.
Sounds good.
Trying to get Bart back down and hidden as soon as possible.
Sure. Okay. So yeah.
I mean, the unseen servant goes in there after we've heard people leave, maybe entirely. So I'm assuming it's happening way after this.
Right. Yeah. I figure Gloob did that pretty soon after y'all kind of settled in. Like you were probably still putting on your armor when he was looking around, and then all that fun stuff. So Jakob, as you guys come like hustling up, it is depicted as that one guard told you. You do like it's swarming with probably about 10 guardsmen currently. Some coming, some going. But they are walking around. Like you see some that are kind of looking around over at. You see like a large puddle of blood that is right by one of the doors on the corner closest to the building, as one is a giant like puddle of blood that's out in the middle of the street. Set like drips and drabs in multiple other places. You're not quite like just from an initial glance, you're not sure if it looks like if anybody fell and they were moved, or what happened. But there's definitely some fighting here.
Jakob, not knowing anything that happened, going to panic. Because
Does your creature that you summon have footprints?
I don't figure it does.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was a large animal or I guess
I mean,
animal
these are,
prints in
to be fair, the streets are cobbled, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Jakob is going to panic and start, because he doesn't know whose blood that is, and that could be enough blood to kill two very small friends of his, and Julian could be captured. And he wasted all this time in the guardhouse, and he could have been here saving his friends.
So he's freaking out.
He's gonna start yelling, "Bart, Glue, Julian! God damn it! Somebody tell me where you are!"
Just, look, if we hear this, look
You
at
do
each other.
not from just outside. But so you're gonna, and the lady's walking, and she like grabs a hold of like gets a hold like under your pauldrons, like yanks you still as you're kind of like winding around. It's like, this is where you were supposed to meet them.
Yes.
This was the goal. Where are they?
I don't know. They could be dead. We need to find them.
She shoves you all, like away from her, and starts, "You don't go anywhere." Talking to you and starts yelling at people to do things.
Jacob's like, how could you let this happen? Do your job.
I mean, they're somewhere around here, so we need to find them.
Maybe, or they could all be dead, or worse, or captured. We don't know because we were not involved until we caught you being sneaky. Keeps like yelling at her people and is walking around as her people are fanning out. She's starting to investigate the crime scene. Are you doing anything aside from sit still, like stay put, or are you staying put?
The reality that Jakob, I mean, from what he understands, could have just killed his friends or gotten his friends all killed. He's going to slink down to the ground, put his head in between his hands, and just stare down at the ground.
All right. So you are just hanging out front while they look around. Well, she rolled significantly better than the other guards. So it's probably around this time a canteen starts floating around inside the house. And so, Bart, just for the hell of it, roll another perception check for me. As I assume you're trying to like figure out if there are people still in here.
If anyone goes and like has a shuffle or something of like, there's a fucking canteen. I don't imagine guards are particularly light and nimble on their feet.
They're not trying to be sneaky. So they are currently investigating a crime scene. They've got other priorities.
22.
22.
This is the real ghost of Saltmarsh.
But y'all hiding from the law.
We're in Seaton. Wait.
It's Ghost of Seaton Marsh.
Ghost of Saltmarsh in Seaton.
Ghost of Salton. Anywho. So,
Seaton dish.
not long after you, like, moments after you do that, and you kind of let it creak back down. The false door, like, you kind of had to, like, lift because there's stuff that's on top of it. And it has to be like done in such a way that you kind of get it and it kind of recovers it, and so you kind of get it back down. You're sitting there listening near the top of that ladder, and you hear voices enter again, an unfamiliar voice that you hadn't heard before, just kind of like a muffled feminine voice who's kind of making orders, and you hear it walking. And you hear it start kind of at where the back door where they exited previously, and it starts getting like shuffling steps, like slow, very methodical, like stopping for a few seconds. Some murmured orders that even with your high perception check, you still can't tell exactly what's being said, but moving, and eventually a very clear, like, not exact details, but what the hell? As there, what? How long has this canteen been just floating around here? I don't know, man. It wasn't in here earlier. I'm like muffled, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I wasn't here earlier, kind of thing. But it's slowly shuffling until you can hear something like right outside of the closet. And she gets advantage because she was actually following a trail. Still not quite high enough to actually find the trapdoor though. Two shitty rolls on the d20s. So you hear, and you can hear like shuffling around like right outside, and then moving away from the closet.
Oh, crouch down and whisper to my other two companions here. Okay. Did we hear Jakob?
From all the way outside now.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, this place is relatively well insulated for the purpose of keeping it hidden.
Right.
So.
Okay, never mind. If I didn't hear Jakob, I wouldn't do anything.
Okay, so you'll just sit tight. Poor Jakob.
If I would have heard him, I would have said something. But
I mean, roll a perception check for me. If you roll a natural 20, maybe.
No, we have rolled too many natural 20s tonight.
10 total.
You don't hear him. Well, hell, fellas.
Too focused on trying to be perfectly still. Bart's over here like as if there's a T-Rex in the cellar with us.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to make our like blood beat quieter. All right.
So y'all are sat down there and you sit and you sit and you wait. Jakob, do you ever do anything besides sit and potentially mourn your friends?
Sob.
Does Jakob ever hear tell of a floating? Well, I said canteen. I think it would actually be water skin. I don't think I ever had a canteen,
Yeah.
but hear
Same
tell
thing.
of a floating
Same.
water skin going about the house.
Jakob, are you how? I guess it depends on how much attention you're paying. I'd say just roll a perception check, either at advantage or disadvantage, depending on how much attention you think you'd be giving just your surroundings. Okay.
Ah, wow. Apparently, he's a very perceptive crier.
Double natural.
A very perceptive cry.
It was a 15 and a 16, but that makes it a 19.
I mean, you definitely like in the midst of your grief, like you do hear some like guys come out at some point after the sergeant had gone inside and began kind of trying to look into things herself. He's like, yeah, that wasn't in there earlier. It's just floating around. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, don't they have things like that over over at the Phantom Palace? Like, I don't know. That's really strange. Like, I couldn't see anything, but it was just kind of floating there. I don't know.
Other quick question. Does it actually give anyone any water?
They take the skin from it, so sure.
Oh shit!
They just grab it and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
It just starts pouring water at their feet.
Probably tried to and then lost the skin and was like, my purpose. I'm now.
My job's done.
I'm not
Fuck,
meaningless.
get the fuck out of there.
Fuck it.
I have no water skin and I must give water.
True existential horror. So Jakob, you hear people muttering about a couple guardsmen muttering about a floating water skin within the building.
I also rolled an Arcana check at disadvantage because my man don't know about magic.
Are you even trained in Arcana?
Nope.
Shit.
I have a +0.
Nice.
Yeah. And I rolled 2 15s.
I mean,
So
sounds magical. I'll say without being trained in it, you can't really put your finger on what it is aside from like that's probably magic.
I will. I mean, if they let me inside, I will once again call for my friends.
So I mean, you'd probably start to go inside and then they'd stop you. But and the sergeant would come back and like, what do you want?
Well,
What are you trying to do?
Are my friends in there? I heard something about some floating something.
That is very odd, but we have not located anybody as of yet. I couldn't tell you where they went exactly. From what I garnered, there were people in here and they were wandering about, and somebody laid a false trail at the back door. But where they have actually gone, I'm not quite sure. And whether they were your friends, I don't know. Do you have a way to contact them? Do you know where else they might have gone?
I could check my house.
All right.
This is at the front door?
This is. I mean, he hasn't come inside yet. So I mean,
we're in one of those like like coat closets right next to the front door.
Well, I mean, y'all were able to hear knocking. So I mean, roll if you want to roll some perception checks. If you roll high enough, it's always possible.
I would not be yelling at this point.
Yeah.
14.
14. Nada.
24.
24. So you can't hear what's being said, but tone of voice sounds familiar. Like very vaguely, like very kind of Charlie Brown. It's like wah, 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 wah.
Would a 16 hear it?
No.
More guards.
So does so it does not
So-
sound like Jakob?
It sounds familiar. Like you sound like that could be Jakob. Is that Jakob out there? You can't quite hear what's being said. Like he's not talking particularly loudly, and he's not very close. Like
Well, if you think they'll be at my house, then you-
we should look.
I know you want me. I don't know, close by. You could send some guards with me.
I think that I will go with you. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Come on. And she rounds up some more guards. More guards have showed up at this point. Like this is like acting like they're like setting up like the cones, like active crime scene. Nobody cross. Nobody come in. And she takes you off with six guards, and lead on.
I will. If she lets me run, I will run to my house. If she doesn't, then at a quick pace.
Okay. So start heading that way. That's going to take you at least a few minutes, even at a run. Are you three doing anything while you're sitting there? Or are y'all just waiting?
Julian intends to stay stock still and silent until there are no more guard presence.
You may be
Are we
waiting
gonna
a
heal
while.
him? I'll point over at the downed guy.
He will say it through the earpiece.
After the guards are gone. Don't need them snooping around for what we're about to do.
Julian,
Is this guy gagged?
no, did you gag him, Julian? Or did you just tie him up?
They're just tied up.
He is not gagged.
Bart
I
says
will.
yet.
I don't know what that means. Why aren't we talking?
Julian will take a.
You
extra
two can
sock-
communicate mentally. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, Julian will take like an extra sock or something, stick it down in there, and I do have 100-foot ball of twine, so we're gonna get that nice and tight in there.
That's a lot of
You
twine.
can shove your fucking kid's shirt in his mouth and
Ugh.
make him choke
All
on it.
bloody and
Yeah.
ugh.
This is what
He
you
can
brought.
Nasty.
What if he's a
Nasty to
vampire? We
himself.
just heal him. We fucked ourselves.
Stays, just snaps the ropes like, oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
He'll
Okay.
send a mental message to Gloob.
The guards could ruin this for us. We gotta keep him quiet for now.
Julian, roll an intelligence check for me. Just straight intelligence. You're muted.
You muted.
I was just saying, I don't know if I have a bonus or not. I do not, so that'll be a flat 17.
Okay. Good enough. Y'all may be down there a while. You know that this is a crime scene. This is a scene where it looks like somebody may have died. And clearly there was at least quite a bit of violence. So they're probably not going anywhere anytime soon.
Counting on like crime scene investigation not exactly being, modern era, not out there
Yeah,
with cameras and
but-
top lines and stuff.
And maybe more of one of those of they're still going to keep an eye on the place. For at least
Oh,
a while.
that's
They're not
fine.
just
I just
going to
need
leave.
I just need him out of the building.
You'd have to go up and check.
We'll give it some time, and then
Sure.
we'll...
So out of curiosity, so that we don't have to keep bouncing back and forth, how long are you waiting down there?
No more than an hour.
Yeah, I'd say probably, yeah, probably, that sounds about right.
30 minutes past the last sound we hear.
If you are staying down there for an hour, Gloob is notoriously gets bored for more than about 10 minutes, so I'm going through your brother's stuff down here.
You start breaking open boxes.
Why don't
Not
you do it
loudly
quietly?
boxes, just like going through stuff. So anything I can open quickly and easily. If I'm down there for too much more than an hour, I'll probably try to get into some boxes too.
If he's not doing anything loudly, Julian doesn't give a shit. That's between Gloob and his brother.
Okay. You just going through these boxes, Gloob?
Boxes, a desk if it's down here, any papers.
There's not really this isn't like how his home office was. That was more of like a workspace plus a little bit of extra hidey hole. This is
Right.
purely hidey hole. So
Gotcha.
there's not really anything in here document-wise. This is purely storage space. So roll another investigation check for me as you start to go through some of these boxes. It was awesome.
Strength and investigation, guys. 4.
4. I mean, like, first of all, these boxes are like closed. Like, you don't have a crowbar. You don't got Yak up there to brute force the boxes open for you. So you're over there kind of like trying to really quietly wiggle one open. And I'll say over like the next 10-15 minutes, like, that you're able to get it open enough. Like, you smell like. Hey,
He actually does have a crowbar in the bag of holding.
Do you? Oh, still trying to do it quiet. So, but you smell like the one box that you're able to get like kind of open without making a massive amount of noise. And it's just like maybe there's some spices in there, maybe.
Oh, hey, I forgot I had manacles.
So you're sitting there just looking at this guy, and you're just like absentmindedly rummaging through your backpack, and you just pull out a pair of fucking handcuffs, and you just look at the dude whose hands are tied, and you're like, oh shit.
Well, just additional layer. Gotta
my
get through
God.
those now, bitch.
So now his hands are tied, and his forearms are cuffed. Okay.
Grab a bag of the spices.
You're just taking out a random bag of spice.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
his feet are cuffed.
Okay, I figured his feet were also tied, but okay, so his hands
Right,
are
but
tied
now
and his
they're
feet are
also
cuffed.
cuffed.
Okay, sure.
Bitch ain't running
All
nowhere.
right. You have a like you've grabbed like a sack of random spices, a random spice. Spice.
I'm just gonna go right over to Bart. Can you use this? Stick it under Bart's nose.
I don't know, DM. What is it? It's a
Like-
18 perception check.
I need a fucking is
It's
a
cocaine.
spice chart.
Spice?
Yeah.
5e.
Right.
You
What's
spice?
What's a D&D spice chart when you need one? All right, guys. I don't know what the.
I guarantee you, if you Google
Fuck,
random spice generator, something will
Oh
pop
hell
up.
yeah! Random spice generator.
I'm just imagining like some stupid online quiz. What's your Spice Girl name?
All right, guys. Okay, it is fennel.
I don't even.
I don't know.
know.
Fennel is kind of licorice tasting.
There you
It's
go.
used very lightly in some, like, I think Middle Eastern foods.
And there you go. That makes sense because it's like a small bag. So
Yeah. I mean, I
What are the
could,
carrot
but
man?
that said, that shit's probably stolen. Just put it back.
Well, yeah, it's stolen. I have it in my hand right now.
It's stolen from somebody else.
Is there any distinguishing mark on the bag?
on the bag itself, no.
Okay.
It's down here because somebody took it from somebody.
Right.
I don't want to get caught with stolen fennel.
Okay.
You just eat some of it? I'm not sure what to say about that. I don't know anything about it. It's probably fucking gross.
It's very strong.
It's
It's,
like-
a very strong spice.
Can I go ahead and roll a con check for trying? Okay, I didn't know how drastic that revulsion would be.
It's slightly sweet and has a definite licorice-like taste.
Licorice is gross, so I mean, nasty.
I'm like blowing because it's like dried leaves and stuff, so I'm just like blowing it off of my tongue or trying to.
I
It's
just
nasty.
gonna, stop.
It's nasty anyways. You don't want it. It's okay.
Just hold your tongue out.
If you grab my tongue, I swear to God, I will try to eat you here.
Press the stay his tongue if he slips it out.
I suppose that would work.
That was tingly.
DM's over there marking that down like, well, that's the fucking first.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess at this
D&D
point,
bingo.
well, if they haven't heard all that, I want to try and send Yakub a message.
Okay.
Okay. Jacob, you're at
Tell
your
him to
house
keep
by
the
now.
guards away.
You've at this juncture, like after about like 10 minutes of you just like hauling ass, you and this lady and the other guards all come, and you're like you've just been running like a dead sprint in full plate armor for like 10 minutes, like a little less than that. It'd be like a 10-minute walk. So like not quite that much. So you're huffing, you're puffing in full plate armor. These guards are huffing and puffing. Pull up to your house. It's like, well, are they here? Do you see them?
I,
Just like peeking in.
the windows are all closed.
Yeah, there's no lights on.
You come in.
Yeah.
The lights are off.
Walk in and they immediately just like fan out into your little one-story room. One-story house. Sorry, only a handful of rooms. But
Continue just calling their names.
no response. They don't seem to find anything. Your house doesn't have any hidden passages or anything, so they're just kind of like looking around, opening your cupboards, your closets, kind of checking everywhere. But there's no sign of any of your friends. No sign that anybody's been here since y'all left last.
Is there any alcohol in my house?
Good question. High, low, Jacob.
Hi.
Are you wanting there to be alcohol in your house? Okay. There is.
I'm just gonna if I see it, I'm gonna grab one of the bottles, just look at it. My hand's just gonna his hand's gonna just start to shake. And he's just gonna start crying and then take a drink.
Okay. Probably get about maybe your second drink in before the sergeant notices you doing that and walks over and snatches it out of your hand. Now is not the time. And caps it and puts it on the table.
Just starts blubbering. But I got them killed. I should have been there. And where are they?
That's what we're trying to find out. Perhaps, if we had been involved in the beginning, we would not be having this problem. Now, if you cannot think of anywhere else they might be, you are going to the jail. And you are going to wait there until we find out more. Understood?
Okay.
Good. You too.
Points at the bottle. Can I just one more swig?
I think it's better if you don't. Go.
Oh, okay.
So, two of the guards split off and escort you towards the jail in Groundtown. And around that time, as you're starting to exit the house, Bart, what message are you sending Jacob?
When Bart announced that he was going to make contact with Jakob, Julian would have said,
Make sure he keeps the guards away from here.
Right. Do you know where you can find that guy that was helping your family out?
I could not hear you very well. What'd you say?
Do you know where that man who's helping your family out is?
A different hiding place. They were changing earlier today.
I mean, for Jakob to meet up with him. Maybe he can help do whatever needs to get done, because there sounds like there's a bunch of people going to be coming and going.
We need to reach out to him as well. I don't know.
All right. I mean, he's hiding on purpose, so I doubt Jakob's going to find him. I
Right.
have to try to send him a message tomorrow. It's the last one I can do today. All right, so I'll just send Jakob a message. We're in a smuggling hole inside the house. There's cops or guards all over the place.
Cops.
Capos. Guards all over the place. Can you lure them away for a little while so we can escape?
Got one more word. You have anything else to say?
Son?
Trying to keep track of that shit is way too hard.
Right,
Somebody's like
right.
actively talking. That's just whack. Make it. Why am
Prerequisite
I
to,
doing
like,
it? Y'all fucking. Your party members keep track of your fucking sending
It's my
spells.
bad.
don't give a
I got
shit.
lost in thought.
He's just going.
Oh,
He's like, that's 7 hands. What are you doing?
There's too much going on here. But so Jakob, as you're being escorted out of your home to jail, that message pops into your head.
I will, or Jakob will once again start crying because his friends are safe, but he also just took a major step back. And as he's crying, just wipe his eyes and say, "Jail, this sucks."
Are you sending that? Is that your return message to Bart?
Yeah.
Bart, that's what you get.
Fuck. Yakub's in jail, y'all.
Shit.
If anyone's gonna get out of it, though, it'll be him.
We can't let him stay in there, though.
No.
We just need this guy to talk, right?
Let's get this interrogation over with.
Do we still know if there's no one outside or not?
I mean, you don't hear anybody moving around inside at this moment.
Again, not modern policing procedures. There's only so much they can do.
But I mean, yeah, without going up top. I mean, doesn't sound like there's anybody out there.
All right.
If he makes too much noise, we can silence him easy enough.
Huh? I mean, yeah, I guess I can make him go to sleep. That's not a big deal.
Oh, that's much better.
Glue, should we try to see if there's anyone else here to make sure before we question this man? I don't imagine he's going to be very cooperative.
Yeah. Let's think this through real quick. Because, Julian, ultimately, at the end of the day, I want you to find your family. But if you do something to this guy, which I think at this point is likely, regardless of what he tells us,
Well, yes.
he's gonna scream, he's gonna make noise. That's his...
No.
Yes, he'll make some sort of noise, or at least try. And if guards hear it, they will come back in here. They'll know that someone's in here. Now, I don't mind going out there and looking and seeing if there are people around, but my assumption is yes. And it may be a better option altogether to question them alongside of the guard so that we don't go back to jail again.
I'm still convinced the guard probably has someone in them that's on the other side. And they might not take kindly to my interrogation methods or my disposal.
But they have their own too, right?
Right, but I don't trust them to give me frontline seats to that either.
Well, I mean, let's just go ahead and be clear. The disposal method's giving them to the guards anyway. This man don't have to die, right? I mean,
Julian's
saying
giving
he's
you
a
a
good-
very skeptical look.
he's not a good fella, but he did legitimately try to kill us. I imagine he's going to be going away from a long time. I don't imagine anyone's going to vouch for him.
Anyone who took part in the attempted or actual abduction of my family members will die. I'm not here to put people in jail for that.
You don't got to. They'll die. Promise you. Just not today or tomorrow, maybe.
And with a very distinct look at Gloob, he will just nod.
Very well.
Julian, I hate to say it, but I'm with Bart on this.
I said very well.
Yeah, you can say it all you want to, but I need to voice my opinion as well. It's we bring them back. We also get used to their resources, and we don't get a jail. Ultimately, I don't care about his life. Bart, I know you do, but I think this is a bad person. I think he's better no longer breathing. My concern, though, Julian, is we're going to waste more time if we get arrested for this again.
The guards have already made it clear. This is their job, not ours. We won't be a part of that interrogation, and I doubt we'll be privy to all of the information from it. I am more than willing, following Bart's guidance and your advice, to turn him over for their own investigation afterwards. But I want first crack at him, before he's taken out of our reach.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, here's what we can do. I can cast sleep on him, so he won't wake up. He'll be out for a full night. We can sleep here. I can get spells back. Get my mojo flowing in the morning. And I can silence this place if need be, if we can stay here long enough without them discovering where we're at. But if that runs the risk of going, well, maybe they find us anyway. And I mean, it's over after that. We're criminals in a hole. You know what I mean?
Well,
Sleep.
if we want to see if they're...
Sleep will not put him to sleep for a full night. It lasts for 1 minute.
Right. It puts him to sleep, though.
For 1 minute.
Right.
If he would otherwise come to consciousness, he would.
Right.
But if there's no, like, stimuli to wake him up, he won't naturally wake up after 1 minute.
Yes, he will. There's nothing in the spell that says that it will keep him asleep.
It doesn't keep them to sleep. It puts them in a state of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can, like if you were to splash water on someone who is put to sleep magically, for that 1 minute they won't wake up, but after that 1 minute, I mean,
Right.
a normal waking up thing would wake them up.
A normal waking up thing will work on somebody put to sleep by the sleep spell. You can wake somebody up with an action. My understanding is that the duration of the spell is how long he has magically slept. If he would
After the
otherwise,
Absolutely.
if he would otherwise be conscious after that 1
That-
minute, he will wake up. So
Right. That's what I'm saying.
it's entirely possible he will not sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Just want that to be clear. That it's not a guarantee. 8 hours, he's out.
Well, if Gloob wants to check to see if they're outside watching too closely, we could try and spirit him away somewhere else. A little less under the gun, or under the bow.
All right. Alternative method. We could try to drag him out someplace. I could put up the dome around us so you can question him all you want to, and then say, "Okay, we got it. Sorry."
Is the dome soundproof?
I don't think so. They'll know what's going on inside, probably.
Okay.
But
Oh,
they
they
wouldn't
just
be
they
able to
just
get
can't
in.
get in.
They just can't get in.
That's true.
But I don't think that's the best course of action. It's definitely non-cooperation, I would imagine.
All right. I don't think we should wait till tomorrow. Who knows what else could happen.
Yeah, I agree. So how do we want to do this interrogation?
He's nice and gagged. Wake him up. Explain the situation and what we need. Beat him until he gives us what he wants. And then we tell the guard outside and leave.
All right. I was thinking maybe, hey, we're bad fellas. You better do what we want. Or, I don't know, come up with a pretty decent story like, we're going to ship you back to my home that's in the Dreadwood. You ever been to Gilbin? They eat people there. That type kind of thing or something like that. That's not true, Glue.
I don't know if
The immediate reach for the dice. That was awesome.
I don't know if threats of death will
Bart's
work
a
on
cannibal.
this one, but we can
Well,
try.
I mean, if having a group of little people dismember you alive and flay you and make purses and shuts out of you might make him know that his end's going to be pretty rough.
That's fair.
All right, I'll step outside. And I will
Guidance.
stealth out and about.
Okay.
I will cast it on you from where I'm sitting. There will not be movement from my position. Just arms. That's it.
All right. Go ahead and tell me what that stealth check is once you roll it.
All right. Oh, I forgot I was.
A 2.
Mathematically impossible for a 2. It's either a dirty 20 or a 24. So 24 total.
That's with your D4.
Oh no, it's
From
not.
guidance,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for the reminder.
No problem. With a D4.
With a D4, that brings it to 25 for a
Okay.
1 on the D4.
A.
All right.
Every
You're
point.
feeling pretty sneaky as you slowly, soundlessly. It's almost like somebody oils these hinges so that it's able to be sneaky. It's like opens it up and kind of slip out, let the door slowly back down.
Just kind of look over at Julie. I admire your brother's professionalism.
It's almost like he doesn't want to go to jail. It's crazy.
good
He's a
motivation.
detail-oriented individual.
So, Gloob, now that you're up there, and you're just kind of wandering, just roll a quick perception check for me as you're kind of going to creep through that section of the house
Okay.
apartment.
Once
thing.
you use guidance is gone,
Yep.
right?
It's the one-time use. Yep.
All right. Perception check is a total of 19, 15 plus 4.
19,
Shit.
15 plus 4. Okay, very nice. So it looks like a lot of the guard presence has gone down. I will say with your 19, as you're kind of creeping around, you peek through like a teeny tiny gap in the windows. You do see a few that are still sticking around, and one guy who doesn't look like a guard. He's not armed and armored like a guard. He seems more kind of like in some robes or something along those lines, and he seems to be collecting some of the blood off of the cobblestones, putting them in a little vial. But other than that, it looks like mostly everybody's cleared out.
Is this person interacting with the guards at all?
Yeah, he's got some of the guards there, and you can see them kind of talking back and forth. You hear the more scholarly looking individual, the non-guard, at least from a visual perspective. He's like, I wish you would have gotten me here earlier. This is a little not quite as fresh, a little hard to collect, but I'll do with it as I can. Better late than never, I suppose. We still haven't found, nobody's been found in relation. No wounded, no dead, no suspects. No, sir. The sergeant took the only suspect we had and was checking another location that he felt those involved may be located in, but it's been a little bit. Haven't heard back from them since. So maybe they found him, maybe they didn't. Very well. I'll get what I can here. Get a few different samples. Can't quite be sure at this time if it's all from the same individual or not, but I'll find out what I can as quickly as possible. Just a little bit of back and forth and stuff, kind of like him asking questions of what they found and if anything, like as they move out of your field of view from that, kind of looks like they're maybe kind of rotating off to a different section. So as he's kind of, it fades away, him asking questions to make sure he's hitting all of the points that they've found of evidence.
And Gloob is very familiar with whistles to call for reinforcements, so I'm also going to be looking for any non-guards out there really quickly. Do I see anyone else that's stuck around, sort of like on a side alleyway, pretending to have a drink or something like that?
Not that you can notice. Looks like the guards kind of scared off most everybody.
Okay.
Or kind of, I say scared off. Had people clear out. Any rubberneckers, no onlookers are kind of we're allowed to kind of keep a look around.
And how far are the guards staying away from the house?
They, like I said, they're mostly clearing out now. It looks like maybe they're probably getting some people to clean up the blood off the cobblestones, after this guy does whatever the fuck he's doing. But it looks like nobody's really in the house anymore.
Okay.
It looks like probably at closest like maybe 10, 15 feet away from the building, but doesn't seem like they're going to be there too much longer. Like as soon as that guy finished with that group blood, like somebody came over and started trying to scrub off the blood there. I mean, if you kind of look back, it looks like they've already cleaned it off of the door frame.
Okay. In that case, I will go ahead and make my way back down.
How's it looking?
They're clearing out, it looks like, for the most part. However, someone's collecting the blood on the sidewalk. Some guy in like robes and stuff.
Collecting blood.
Yeah, he put it in like a vial.
Hey, Bart.
Hmm?
Bloob says someone out there is collecting blood in a vial. Yours, I'm assuming.
Good blood. I mean,
Okay.
I don't.
If
I don't know.
Bart doesn't seem worried, then Julian will choose not to be.
I mean, maybe they send it to the. Might be able to track it with magic. Might be able to give it to like a bloodhound or something. I mean, that is kind of what a bloodhound does, right? They smell blood and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. Don't use hounds much on boats.
What much of?
If we're on a timer even tighter than we were before, let's get to work.
All right.
Just stealth back down.
Okay, so you kind of creep your way back down under. Close that trapdoor behind you. It's now the three of you and an unconscious guy.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get this going.
Julian takes out a vial of oil, one of the ceremonial daggers, his fishing tackle, and a healer's kit.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let's just try to talk to him first.
Fair enough. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. The important thing is he doesn't either.
I'm having a huge brain fart.
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the evil god that we had the cult from on the island?
Orcus.
Orcus. Gosh. Yeah. It's so common. I didn't write it down, but I had a brain
It's
fart.
so
All
crazy how infrequently Orcus comes up. It feels like.
Right.
Like, it feels like you should. It's like mimics. Everybody's like, oh no, it's always Orcus, so we'll never use him, and so it never fucking gets used.
Right. Gloob, you still got that Orcus medallion in the bag of holding somewhere?
No.
Oh.
I never took the Orcus medallion. That was either Jakob or Julian. I think it was Jakob that took the medallion, right?
Dang it. Julian, do you have it?
He might let me double
Furiously rummages through backpack.
Yeah.
Dumps it up upside down.
Well, you collected something, didn't you, from that little mausoleum place outside? Or am I misremembering that?
The mausoleum outside was defaced.
Just
it
the
did-
face?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It had previously been oh gosh, that had been a shrine and chapel to oh god, ocean god.
I don't think
Fuck.
Julian would have kept
blanking
it
on his name.
anyway. If he got his paws on it, he probably would have tried to destroy it.
All right.
It was magical. We got it identified, right?
That wasn't an Orcus medallion.
And you did not get it identified.
No, we have it, but it
You
was
had
not
it.
identified.
It never got identified.
The medallion never got identified?
If I have it on my paper for inventory, then
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember that now. I just
You detected magic on it, Bart, and saw that it was magical, but
But it
you
wasn't-
guys never had it identified.
Yeah, it wasn't
Nice.
Orcus on it. It was just some other shit we didn't recognize.
It seemed like there was faint divination magic on it.
Do you remember what the amulet looked like in particular?
It was like a big kind of like golden like sunburst looking deal.
I'm pretty sure Julian took it.
He did. It's
As
in
a
his
I did, I
backpack.
just forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in his backpack. It's been in his
Alright,
backpack since y'all left the isle. Before you
I was
left the
still
isle. at least.
scrolling, looking for Orcus medallion, and that was not showing up.
Okay. Well, don't worry about it. Yep. We should amend that at some point.
Right.
Amend
yeah.
what?
It not being identified.
Oh,
No. I don't think that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah,
Anyway.
y'all are talking about completely different things. But yes.
Okay. Anyway, well, I guess we'll just have to do a little bit more showmanship. So let's go ahead and, I guess, try and get this guy waking up. All right. I guess, does it seem like he's in a 0 hit point situation?
Absolutely. Dude's
Okay.
fucking unconscious. He is out like a
Alright.
light. I rolled a
I-
4 on the D4, so he wouldn't be waking up on his own for a while.
No. All right.
Dude's big
Um,
vibing.
I'll go ahead and let's see here real quick. No, that's not my character sheet. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and hit him with a healing word.
Okay, you just hit him for
okay.
1d4 plus 5. Roll it.
Yeah. Of course, 9.
Nice.
Sick.
Just kind of jerks awake with 9 HP. You can see his eyes kind of flitting between the three of you.
Well,
From-
when he
from his
wakes up,
position.
I didn't say this. I just want to be sitting on his chest,
So you're just sitting on him.
just sitting on him.
He just looks straight up at you.
He'll get the rapier
Good
pointed at
morning.
his jugular.
Okay. Just kind of looks initially up at the person right in front of him, and then to the source of the rapier at his throat, and then over to Julian as Julian says good morning, and just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Well, let's make this real easy for everybody. Where's Julian's brother at?
He is gagged.
Oh,
Julian will remove the gag and then like keep it nearby so he can cram it down in his mouth if they need to.
yeah. If I say, "Where's Julian's brother?" and then I'll look over to Julian to remove the gag.
Right before he does, say, screaming would be horrible mistake.
Oh, but you don't get to die. Not yet.
No, you scream, the guards come. And then we're all arrested, and now you're at the mercy of the crown. Maybe. We'll see.
I really
You
don't
mean-
think that'll make much of a difference for me, really, in the end.
Well, my halfling friend here has a much more creative solution than anything the guards could come up with.
Really.
Well, have you ever been to Gilbend? You ever heard of it?
My uncle's from Gilbert.
I've actually. Little halfling
Yeah.
village, a little bit inland, yeah.
It's pretty nice, ain't it?
Couldn't say, sounds kind of like a shithole.
That's good. That means it's working. It's working just fine. So what everybody, what's what you want to think? It's just a little nothing town. Nothing going on here at all.
Really.
They don't hear the screams at night. They don't hear what really goes in the bread. What goes in the stews. What keeps us halflings looking so young for so long. They just think we're nice little humble folk, just like you. That's where a lot of our magic comes from. So no, you ain't going to no guard if you don't cooperate. We're going to turn you into some nice bright sheets. Put your bones in our bread. And you're going to be alive for a lot of it, because that's how you get the most results. So, now that we know what's on the table, where is Julian's brother? Yeah, I'll roll a deception check.
At disadvantage because you rolled a 19 on his knowledge check. So he's actually
right.
relatively informed.
That's a 17 and a 15 for a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, not bad. He looks unnerved.
Maybe there's some things I don't
Yeah,
know about this.
but
outfit.
like definitely like doing a pretty darn good job of keeping a straight face.
Think about it. You really think a cleric of Sorolali's gonna go off to war? People are supposed to tend inns and cook meals? Is that who you think I am? Is that what you think you know about me?
While he's talking, Julian's gonna start meticulously arranging like fishing hooks and stuff in a row.
He's sitting there as much as he can with as many things he has binding him in different ways, and a halfling sat on his chest. Your like legs, you kind of feel your legs move as he kind of shrugs his shoulders, and he goes,
Whoa, don't get
"Definitely
nervous
sounds
now.
like a
We're not
shit
we're not
way to
gonna
die."
hurt you. We're
Really?
not gonna hurt you. Not right now. You're fine right now as long as you cooperate. We don't want
Hey,
to send
Gloop.
any spoiled goods down to Gilban.
Gonna kind of talk over him, not over him, but like in the background a little bit. Take like his like fish filleting knife.
Gloob, could you put an extra edge on that? It's a little dull.
Can I twist my sword and give me advantage on charisma checks?
Sure.
Ooh.
Go ahead and use Captain Talent.
Yeah.
And he just, if you don't think I have worse coming for me, if I somehow managed to survive until Farenzol or worse gets a hold of me, well, you clearly don't know who you're up against very well.
Parenzol. We set his ship on fire, and escaped on a barge when he tried to come at us. Did he tell you that?
From what I understand, that barge was barely standing, and over half its crew was dead.
We
So
weren't
it's-
one of them.
That's a pretty good story. That's a pretty, yeah, I bet if I was Farenzol and I got my ass kicked by a bunch of folks on a boat, I'd say that they were just limping along and they just managed to get away by the skin of their teeth. What you think's more likely?
I don't know. I've seen Farenzol kill a lot more people than I've seen you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
And that's just the way we want to keep it. So anyway, your chances here are 0. Chances out there might be close to 0. What chances are you gonna take?
There's 0 all around.
All right.
They're not quite.
Really?
You have a chance of living past here.
You think the crown likes us very much, then?
No, but I think you're a decent liar.
I'm alright. So you're saying you tend to not... Assuming you don't intend to kill me right here, which I don't really believe that looking at Sharky over there.
Oh, I very much want to. Don't
Oh.
get me wrong. But they don't.
I don't know if that'll really stop you, but sure. But that you intend, even if he doesn't kill me, that you don't intend me to don't intend to hand me over to the guard.
We can hand you to the guard as a couple of things.
Really?
Right. And hand you to the guard as a member of the Sea Princes, pirate,
Uh-huh.
kidnapper, murderer, a lot of things. Or
They're not much better, really.
someone who tried to just mug us for a couple of coins and got their lip busted up.
Kind of looks down at himself a little bit from where he see.
I
A little
think
bit
you're a
more
good
lip
liar.
busted up. I can definitely try. See, but once you're in with the princes, getting out's a little hard.
There's inland.
There's inland, yeah. With what?
Your life.
Yeah. maybe. Or you all go and get yourselves killed, and they find me, and I suffer much worse things than you all could ever think of. Especially if I'm just tied up here in a cell here in Seaton.
You're not going to a cell, son, if you don't cooperate.
Ah,
Listen, you've been with slavers before, right?
I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah. They make that noise, that sorrowful noise. You ever hear someone make that when you stop cutting on them?
I've heard a lot of different noises happen when I stop cutting on people.
You ever make them yourself?
Not quite.
You ever had them made on you?
Can't say I really understand what you mean by on me, if not myself, but I do my line of work, not the other way around, but Holding's a rough place.
No, I mean, have you ever been made to cut on yourself before?
Can't say that I have.
Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Julian
Anyway,
just kind of lightly holds a hand up, not with any particular urgency.
I'll make you a deal I don't plan on making with anybody else.
Really?
I
Shit.
hate you, and I want you to die, but I care about my brother, and I respect my friends a lot more. You give us good information on where he's at. We leave you here. Should we find our brother, bring him back. And with good information, I'll untie you, and I'll walk away.
I'll starve to death before you come back for me.
we don't have to leave them here. We can just mark them. Once we get a mark on them, we can find them wherever we need to find them. That's not a big deal. He can run as far as he wants to from Sea Princess. He ain't going to get away from us. That being said, we can let you leave. We can turn you loose. I don't care where you go after that.
That is a
Honestly.
much more attractive option, yeah.
If you give us the information we want, you can do whatever the hell you like with the rest of your life. You can hell, you can go back to the Sea Princess and try to beg for mercy and tell them, please, 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 I didn't say nothing. If you really want to, I don't care. We just need the information to get his brother back. What's it going to be?
Now somebody roll a persuasion check. There's been a lot of back and forth, and we've shifted stances.
Advantage or disadvantage or
That's why it was supposed to be kind of like
Yeah,
a very
This one-
deliberate change in
yeah.
direction. When
This
he
one
took
will
that
be
view.
with advantage,
okay.
as he's rolled really well to not be intimidated, but
That is
the
a
other
1
way around.
and a 19. So for a total of 24.
Okay. So. So
If it helps at all, Glue rolls a natural 20 plus 1 for his persuasion. I don't know
shit.
if we're all rolling them or not. Let me see.
We'll take some into account. Don't worry.
If it
Or, you
go
about
ahead.
to say something, Jones?
Nope.
Mr. Glib, you sure? You were leaning into your mic like you were about to talk.
Nope, I'm good.
if it matters for the sake of any rolls on his part, Julian was not bluffing about the letting him go if it got his brother back.
Right. He seems to be really kind of mulling it over. He can't point. He can't actually gesticulate with his hands because Bart is sitting on him, so he can't use his hands at all. So he just kind of nods at Bart. He says, "I think I'll take my chances with you mocking me. Thanks. But if you all let me go, sure. Why not?"
Well, let's hear it.
Fucking, I might be able to make enough room before y'all die.
Be our guest.
So,
Before he goes on to an explanation to his brother, I want to insight check him because I'm a frog and
Absolutely.
sure.
I,
roll an insight check, and what are you're just trying to what are you trying to determine?
if he is agreeing to this deal, if he is going to tell us this information in exchange for being turned loose, or if he's
Is he being earnest?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
natural 1 plus 1 for a total of 2.
Oh,
Humans and humanoids in general, non-frog folk, very, very hard to read, man. Like,
our
what's
our-
anybody else want to roll one as well?
yes, I was.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
That's
one.
the question, Ken. That's the question.
There we go. 15 plus 8.
15 plus 8. There you go. I mean,
I don't
he
have a plus
definitely seems like a man who, while he doesn't intend to be, intimidated and tortured and just tossed out to die one way or the other, he seems to have believed you guys and definitely seems to value his life over his loyalty, whatever loyalty he seems to owe towards these people. So whether it's bought or earned or whatever, he'd watch out for number one. So, well, now, something I'm sure you're not going to be happy about. I haven't seen the map, I haven't been there. But they were going to take him back to, what was that doctor on the pet of the prince. Likes to make people look like you, I think, actually. Or something like it.
We're acquainted.
Explains a lot. I was taking him there. Figured it'd be a good way to get you to come. And the more, if we could gather any more, or get you yourself, fantastic. Nice little cherry on top. Nice big bonus for me and my mates. But, hey, what can you do?
Rest of my family.
Huh?
Their location may continue to be unknown.
Can't say. We've grabbed a few folks. We've thought maybe know where they are. Haven't been able to find them as of yet. At least I haven't. So unless somebody's made off with them and trying to cut the rest of us out, well, I can't speak for them. But I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't found them. Pretty good at hiding.
All right. You mean to say that your job here is for us?
It's either find you or more leverage.
All right.
More
And
things
how
to make
many?
him come.
How many are you? How many of you are in town?
I feel like if I tell you that and you find the rest of them, I kind of lose some of my security.
Well, I mean,
If you can just get the information out of somebody else, so what's to stop you from killing me?
I don't care about you.
Right, exactly. That's the problem. You understand?
I've already extended my deal.
You
I'm
have.
not going to withdraw it. They
Wonderful.
won't get the same deal.
You shouldn't need it. They don't know anything more than I do.
I might.
That's not in their favor.
Also, you gotta find them. There's a
Right.
handful. As far as I'm aware, at least one other gentleman of my persuasion. A couple Eviators. A few mongrels, grunts.
Contacts within the guard.
So more than 5, less than 10. Is that
Something
fair
like
to
that.
say?
Something like that. At least
That's a
ones
yes or
that
no
are
question.
ones that are my crew. How's that?
Contacts within the guard.
Contacts within God. I don't know. You understand? My being here isn't exactly a regular appointment.
Gotta check all the angles.
Of course, I understand.
Remember, The better information you give us now, the less likely we'll want to find you later.
Understandable. Like I said, not exactly a regular assignment. I was given some information by Fanzol about what to look for and the like, who to find, who we wanted, what you all looked like. Hence why you look better with a beard, by the way. But yeah, that's about it. They figured us being here as part of the hazard of the job. We could be captured, killed. Didn't really tell us everything about what's going on in here. We didn't need to know. That's why we brought our own boys. Find you ourselves.
So
Now,
Farron's his doctor's bitch? Is that what I'm getting?
not really. More of his prince's bitch. More like. And the prince
Seems
likes
like
the doctor.
everybody's answering to this doctor. You like the doctor?
Never met him.
These other people that you've taken, and quick detour before my friends get back, what are you going to do with them?
Oh. Sorry, mate. They're no longer among the living.
All right.
I missed that. Who did he say was no longer among the living?
The members of your brother's crew who had been moving your family around that had disappeared.
Fuck.
All right. Well, you good with that?
What other little tidbits you got for us?
What would you like? Can't know
What have
everything
you
you need to
got?
know. I don't know, mate. You want to know about the holdings themselves? You want to know what they like to wank their willies to? I don't know what you need.
Anything that would help us in pursuit of my brother's captors and the protection of my remaining family.
Well,
Voice crack real bad.
a fire's been lit under Fanzol's ass. So, I don't know what happened with him the last time you saw him. Don't know how you made it away, quite frankly. The man's more beast than man, really, when it comes to fighting. Loves it. But, however you got away before, I wouldn't expect the same to work this time. He's been incentivized. Strongly.
We're not trying to get away this time.
Well, that's
Julian's
good.
like packing up his stuff that he had laid out.
I also wouldn't be too confident either. Some of the things that I've seen I haven't been to see the doctor myself, but I've seen some of his experiments. Send him out for like test runs, you know.
Right. When did y'all get his brother?
Kyle, he's head back. Let's see, it'd be about a little over a week ago at this point, yeah. He
All right.
turned up back at his home to, I guess, gather some information or check something out. I'm not quite sure, but we were keeping an eye on it, so we grabbed him.
All right.
That checks out with the timeline we were previously given, right?
Correct.
Okay.
How much slaving does Farron's do?
Farenzol? Oh, mate. Them boys that work directly for the princes, they don't do work like that. They're enforcers.
What about you?
Me? Look, I don't usually go around on the ships very much. I do most of my work in the holdings. Find people that lied or stole from each other. You know, make them talk, find them, kill them if they would like. Occasionally, I get outsourced. I find people. Find information that needs finding, the like.
All right. Well, y'all
Make
ready
it
to
an
turn
insight check on that.
Sure, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Should we have been rolling multiple insight checks through this, or was it just kind of like a blanket insight check for if he's telling the truth or not?
That first one was specifically for if he was accepting your deal. So if you wanted to kind of insight check stuff he has said since then, you can go ahead and roll again if you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to. Not me. 11.
I mean,
19.
Five for Gloob.
5, 19, 11. 5, Gloob. God, it's hard to tell, man. Like, all people that do bad things look the same to you, as far as you can tell. They all seem shifty. Like, you're basically, as far as if they're willing to do one bad thing, they'd probably do another bad thing, but you can't tell for sure whether he's lying or not. But that's just like your general feeling on it, I suppose, at this point, with as many low rolls as we've gotten on these kind of checks. 11, Bart. Dude's got a good poker face. So, I mean, he definitely seemed to be telling the truth before, not so sure now. 19 with Julian, I mean, seems to be telling the truth. Like, he seems to have gone all in on, he believed you guys when you said you would let him go. So, if telling you this shit will get him out, then sure, why not?
Yeah, if he's like got most of the rest of his things and he undoes the manacles, hasn't undone the rope yet, just holding on to the manacles. Minor illusion to just make the whole area where both of them are, because he's kneeling over him, seem like dark and watery.
Fernzel wants to be a beast. Nothing more.
Just kind of smiles. I hope the overconfidence don't get you killed. Maybe you're
He
as bad
is
as you say.
already moved on. Pocket manacles.
Directs that at Bart, who's still sat on his chest. Hope your mate's as bad as he says. Fernzal ain't a joke.
My blade's been inside Fernzal before. It'll find its way there again.
Good on you.
Are you done with questions for this guy?
You're muted, Bart.
I don't really got anything else to ask him. Are your orders to specifically stay in Seaton or to go anywhere?
Figured word of his brother's disappearance would reach him before too long. Last we had
All
heard,
right.
there was goings on down in Saltmarsh, so we didn't want to fool with it. High alert and all that. Figured he'd make his way eventually.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
Before doing the last bit of untying.
Wait.
we ain't gonna shit.
No. When you take the manacles off, I ask you, do you have any more questions for him?
Goes about to kill this man.
I was planning on marching him out in ropes to go to the guards.
When you take the manacles off, Gloob asks you if you have any more questions for the man.
No.
Did you say no, Julian? You say no?
Yeah, this isn't.
All of God, I suppose.
All right. Sorry, friend. And I'm gonna bust his lip, and I am going to knock him right the fuck back out.
Okay. Make an attack roll. I mean, at advantage, he's prone.
Sneak attack, I think, is gonna get past the 9 hit points.
Probably. He could roll
No,
double
he's
nat
knocking him
ones.
out, so.
16.
16? Just hits his AC, yeah.
Okay.
I believe
The
your
restrained-
flat damage will knock him out, yeah.
So I'm just gonna bust him in his lip, and say, to keep the guards off our back, we have to turn them in. Now,
I made him a
The guards
promise.
are right. The guards are right here.
right, to keep the guards off of our back, we turn them in for something. What that is, you can turn them in for being drunk on the street, drunken fight. I don't give a shit. But we can't just walk away with blood in the street and walk away with this scot-free. Jakob stays in jail if we do that. Turn him in jail. So you found him with his ass kicked on the side of the street. I don't care.
What are they gonna get Jakob for?
Lying to the guard, it doesn't matter. They have him right now. They have answers that we don't know about, and they're gonna find us sooner or later. But if it seems like we're being cooperative,
All right.
we got to give them something, though.
They're gonna end up taking us in for another interview. I don't even want to speak to the guards. I've got to get to my wife and kid tonight, or tomorrow as early as we can.
We got to get to Jakob.
Yeah, I
How
say
do
we
we-
just
We leave
I
this
don't
man
care.
here.
we can just tell the truth. It ain't that big of a deal. They already know what we're in town for. We doing the damn job for them.
We leave here unseen. We show up at the jail to collect Jakob. What are they gonna get us with either?
Pools of blood in the street, Julian. They can hold us for what they want to.
We
here.
weren't seen here.
All right.
Well, let's, I guess, leave them down here. Have an anonymous, a nice little tip about the closet. I don't know.
That part's up to you. I told him I was letting him off.
Oh,
But then we need to look like we didn't just get into a fight when we go to collect Jakob. Bart.
Sure.
yeah, I'll clean us up. I mean, I'm not even wearing the same clothes.
That's true. So you just press the digitate.
Yeah, clean us all up.
It's cleaned up.
Sneaky beaky out.
So
Let's get a couple of swords, because those seem like they had some weird stuff to them, or at least it sure shit felt like there was more than just some stabbing going on inside my internals.
I will say it
Brilliant.
didn't feel like there was any magical effect. It was just it was excruciatingly painful.
Oh, I thought you said that part of it was necrotic damage.
Nope. It
Oh,
was
okay,
all
I must-
it was
I misheard that.
piercing in, slashing out. Was
Okay,
the
okay.
only difference.
Julian did not see Gloob get them because he was busy physically dragging the guy across. He's like,
I think those got left outside.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess he can keep them then. Like say there is. I don't know. Regardless, let's get out of here. We can let him know where he's at. Give him them bracer things back, I reckon. I mean, if the manacles can... Well, I guess you don't want to leave your manacles. You think
Yeah,
he's
he-
going to stay out?
he already pocketed the manacles. I already
Yeah,
got those
yeah.
back.
We can put his bracers nearby so people know that he's armed. That this wasn't just some guy in leathers on the street that we clobbered.
Let's start planning our exit.
All right.
So, and as y'all start making your plans for exiting, gathering Jakob up, Jakob, as you are put into a cell for the second
Oh, no.
for the second time in 24 hours.
Working out.
A menace to Seaton.
This time they do collect. They just say, "Yeah, go ahead and get out of your armor and everything." So they collect your arms and armor. That's where we are going to pan out over Seaton. Fairly successful operation overall. A little bit of few complications here and there, but who knows? We'll see. That is where we're going to end tonight's session. Gentlemen.
I'll be right back.
Boy. Thank you guys for joining me. I know we ran a little bit over, but we were in the midst of some intense stuff, and by the time I realized we had gone a bit over, I was like, we're in here. We're just gonna commit to it.
Plan overtime.
Yeah, basically. That being said, that is gonna be it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me and playing. I had a lot of fun. I hope y'all did as well, and thank you guys so much for joining us to watch. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. Once again, we are doing, we have put our Extra Life campaign on pause as we do raise money for the International Medical Corps to help people over in Ukraine. There's a lot of unpleasantness going on over there, and so this would go towards people that need it and could do a lot of good for them. So, go ahead and click on that link and, maybe donate what you can. It's for a very good cause. That being said, we do Argus Saltmarsh campaign, which is this one here on Mondays, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Saturdays, we do our Across Eberron campaign, which is DM'd by, I can never remember which side you're on. He's in one of these diagonals, but Gloob, our boy over here, our little purple lovely frog, DMs our Across Eberron game, which has myself and some of our other fellas in here in it, as well as quite a few other people who are all very lovely, and we have a lot of fun over there. And we're about to go from nice pleasant times into probably a bit of a shit show, so you can come check that out as we get in on that. But that being said, we're gonna raid our friends over here at Ink and Liar, doing some Dungeons and Durgans things, so go say hi to them, show them some love, and everybody have a good night. Bye.
Bye.